where does your family hail from? Not that it matters.
South of France, Turin, right along the River Po. We go back a long time. Aosta Valley, south of Switzerland. We're refined.
Fancy?
Nah, bro, my dad's from Cosenza, bro. I fucking turn my back on my people. Basically, what you have is you have a guy who's getting ready to get married, and him and his soon-to-be father-in-law and his father all motorboat the same chick.
My dog's name is Cannoli. Well, his full name, in all honesty, is
on his
Cannoli
birth
Diego
certificate.
Armando Maradona D'Onofrio.
Oh, hey, do you have like Italian porn? So I've been listening to you guys for a while, or I was listening to you guys when you guys were on air.
Yeah.
You guys have, R.I.P. You guys have been done for a couple years now, but I used to listen to you guys in CEGEP in high school. CEGEP is like the couple of years between high school and university that we have in Quebec. It's a little bit of a different system, but like 17 through like maybe 21, 22, I was listening to you guys like all the time. I actually remember the first time we recorded a pod, Jenna Liddy and I thought that we rocked the world, and I sent it to Grossi on Twitter and said, "Hey man, big fan of the show. I think you might like, let us know what you think." And ever since, anytime a nerd reaches out to me and is like, "Hey, do you want to come on the show sometimes?" I take a look and I'm like, yeesh, don't want to be associated with that, but I feel bad. I want to be a good guy. So I'm like, whatever. If you want me to do it, just give me a time. I don't take the initiative, Like I get it. I get what what was probably going through his mind. But he took the time to click through and he listened to about the first 5 minutes and he said, "Yeah, I remember that game that Del Piero scored that goal against Germany too in 2006. That was one of my favorite games, bro. Keep it up." And that was like the first thing we talked about. It was a stupid, we were nerds. I was 20 years old. It was a stupid topic that I broached. I was like, so here's how we fell in love with Calcio. It was 2006. There's a shock, fucking original, But so I've been listening to you guys since I was a nerd, and this is cool. This is weird to do, face to face, and I'm happy. I'm happy we're doing this. We got Gizmo, Adamo, Principe behind the mic, wearing sunglasses and a Regina shirt, despite having a father from Cosenza. He's wearing the shirt for the culture. He's not on camera. Do you want to come say hi? We got the bell. That was a little gimmick when you guys started off on. You guys were on the radio, right?
Yeah, we were on internet radio
in
Toronto.
so that was a
the glamorous life of internet radio.
That was that was I think
that bell signifies
a trademark of that era.
Good point, I guess, or like here, we agree.
Yeah,
whatever,
I'm in your space. I'm here for it. You want to come? Just introduce yourself.
Yeah.
You're just say hello. So, to my left is Marco the intern, Prince, who's 30 years old. He's still the intern.
Yeah,
still
30. Still hasn't the title hasn't left me.
Yeah.
So.
No.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're good. So just to be clear, wearing sunglasses off camera. I don't even have sunglasses on. If you're doing my shtick. Better than me. Well, I forgot my sunglasses.
And it's funny because, like, again, I do listen to your show. I think it's hilarious.
Thank you.
And I spoke to this about like with the Gizmo as well. Like, again, there was a point where I've always loved the comedic aspect of Italian soccer, and I've always had this vision of having Grossi doing a similar style show that you did, where you just kind of come on, you shoot the shit. You kind of, you talk about some jokes. I've mentioned that to you before. I says, I think like we should have a show where it's just Grossi just shooting the shit
so many times,
just going off about like, some of the most like, randomest stuff. Cause I mean, you do dive on some different topics outside of Calcio, but you always bring it back, which is cool.
Try to, yeah.
You try to.
Always have. I don't think that'll change. I think we're kind of like pivoting in a bit of a different direction now, but I think that'll still be, that'll always be like a subject that I'm going to want to broach because it's a thing that like fascinates me and interests me. I agree with you. I think that would have been really cool if Grossi had done that. I think, so if you don't know who Stereo Serie A were, you guys are from Toronto. You guys have been, you guys have been around for a long time. You guys were like the first like English-speaking Italian radio show or like podcast. So you guys were doing it really well. You were really well followed. So yeah, I loved Grossi. He's gonna be calling it. So we got Kubani, who's a Napoli fan.
Yeah,
calling in.
He's calling in like 5.
And we've got.
So he says.
And we've got. Yeah. So at some point, whatever. So over the course of this pod, right? And then you got Donato G, who's been fighting off a bug for a week. By the way, anytime anyone has a kid, he's got 2 kids now. When you have kids, your life is over.
Well, second one's on the way.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Second one's on the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the eyes of Jesus, there's a second kid, right?
Fair enough.
Right. Yeah. Sure. It's 2 kids. God wants him to have a second kid. There we go. Thank you. Here. So, when you have children, your life is over. Not in the sense that, like, you don't have time anymore. Not like that. It's a hack thing that people, you have kids, your life is over. That's not what I mean. When you have kids, your immune system is shot. I have a cousin, her and her husband, they're sick all the time. I don't know what it is. They're like super spreaders. These little kids are like, I don't know, they're just vessels for germs and stuff. So I don't know what the fuck Rossi's had, but you were telling me, Gizmo, that he was too sick to come on a week ago. You got a bug. You got the flu.
I got a bug on Thursday.
Got over it.
Yeah.
I hear it a little bit. You were coughing a little bit. It's the gunk, right?
Yeah.
You beat it. And Grossi's still sick.
I sweat it out, man.
To the point that he's like, it sounds like you got it real fucking bad. If you beat a flu in like 2-3 days, you go through hell.
Yeah.
For like 24 hours.
Yeah, like, so we were supposed to do this on Thursday. And
it's now a Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, we're not. I don't know when this is coming up, but yeah. So like, we're recording this like 5 days after we were supposed to.
4 or 5
and
days
Grossi's
prior.
still sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's gonna call in, so I think people will agree. If you aren't aware of who Stereo Serie A are, I think you'll I think you'll agree. Grossi's a cool guy. For sure, but I think he and I will hit it off. I'm excited for that. I could have definitely seen him doing something like that. You guys had some great points that you would bring up over the years of like just stupidity that would happen in like the scene here. That was some of my favorite, like the most memorable stuff that I would remember you guys talking about was around that sort of thing. And I was telling you guys off like pod before how like Frosinone came to play Von Azzurri in like a friendly in August or July one day, like 6 years ago, and you had to buy the tickets at a bakery.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it might have been Mark. It might have been
Kubani was
it might have been
talking about,
D'Onofrio who was ranting about how you got to go to Diversity to speak to Joe, and he's gonna
hook you up with tickets. And Grossi being from Frosinone and being a massive Frosinone fan, I mean,
he was the only guy I know that got tickets to that game.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure he went with like. Maybe,
no, but he got them through like his like social club.
Yeah,
like
that's
whatever.
right.
He's like, I had to go to my dad to talk to the guy from the social.
Tickets,
the
forget
Frosinone
about forget about being exclusive. These things should have been free, like just a showcase.
Yeah,
nah, bro. There's money to make, bro. Dude. It's the fucking. It's the way. No. That's the way. Dude. It's a very.
Well, like
it's
the example you brought up, right?
It's
like
very
with
Italian mentality. What's up?
With the example you brought up even too when we were talking off the pod about this Italian rapper who's being sponsored by a company who imports stuff from Italy.
So here's So Capo Plaza and Rondo da Sosa at the time of recording are coming to Montreal in a couple days. They're coming to Toronto the day before. It's a big thing. It's a welcome change from having like Gigi D'Alessio and like Massimo Ranieri coming to sing for people at a wedding hall. It'd be a different vibe. So. Yeah, but it's being put on by, and I spoke to the guy who organized it. I mean, chapeau to him for somehow getting the contacts and making it happen. But it's being run by a guy who owns like a food store in Laval. It's like a food store in Laval. Imagine there's like a food importer and like Osteria in like Vaughan. Imagine
Grande cheese probably.
That's like
that's
the
equivalent. Yeah.
Like they're the ones who announced it, and so if you want to have anything to do with them, you got to pay. Listen, you want that information? I'm not at liberty to tell you. But, like, there's a bit of that. Hey, listen, like, what are you able to do for me? I can Plaza's coming. What can I, if you want him to make an appearance, pay up. Like, that's, it's baked into people.
Yeah.
It's not a real surprise. Frosinone are coming? I'm going to, dude, making money off the community is not a new idea. It's not a new idea. Pizza. They would go around and collect pizza from, your own community. There would be one guy who would go around and menacingly just say, hey, listen, if you want to be protected, you got to pay me right now. You'd extort your own community. Like Don Fanucci in The Godfather Part 2. He was walking around terrorizing other Italians. That was the whole thing. Vito didn't understand it. He's like, well, if he's Italian, why does he only make money from Italians? It's because they're the only people stupid enough, for him to make money off of. He's not going to go make money off the Ukrainians or the Russians or the Jews no. He's going to just terrorize his own little community. You think a guy who owns a bakery in Woodbridge is gonna go like create some like some continental like event and do like proper promo? No, he's gonna say, listen, there's people that come to the fucking bakery and we're gonna make money off of those people. We're gonna make it work in this little network.
We're gonna throw the ad on Chin Radio a couple times a week. Frosinone is coming.
Yeah,
they're playing Von Azzurri. Buy the tickets at Nino De Versa. Here's Joe's number. Call him. Maybe he gives you VIP. Maybe meet a couple players before.
I did a
We'll see.
Yeah, I did a show 2 days ago in Hamilton, Ontario. It was a competition called the Next Italian Comic, and I did not pass. I had a good set, and it's going to be filmed, and some good things are probably going to come from it. From what I understand, it was actually a very good thing that I did. But I mean, it was
we got Kubani.
we got Kubani. It was a crowd vote, so people had their cousins and shit coming in, and whatever. It is what it is. Had I passed, I think my set would have aired on Festival Italiano with Johnny Lombardi. I don't know what that is. I don't even know if that's a real thing, but yeah, Johnny Lombardi.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who that is?
Yeah, we know who he is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
He's
don't
a
know.
Popular guy in the
Oh, he's
community.
a popular guy in
There's
the community.
still like a program.
There's a program, I think,
on,
every Sunday.
City TV.
Every Sunday.
Yeah, Johnny Lombardi.
He sounded like a fucking cartoon character.
Yeah, well,
My
he's
shit was-
still stuck in. I think probably like he's mentally still stuck in like the 70s, 80s.
Dude, you
probably.
did not want to air my set on that show. That's the thing. So I mean, I was told no sexual content and keep it clean, no swearing, and I respected that. But like, listen, I didn't pass because a lot of people had their families come. So people's families voted them through, but it was a good set. I still like it. I was in the pocket. It was good. Like, I don't have film of it now, but I can send it to you guys if you want when I get it. I'm supposed to get it soon. Whatever. You'll see. I would like for you guys to see it. I won't like reveal all the intimate details of the set, but like there was some stuff in there that was not for the grandmothers and the aunts and uncles that were there. And I don't know if it's for Johnny Lombardi's audience either. You know what I mean? That's why like I'm not really sure I'm going to do this whole Italian comedy thing. I don't know if it's really for me.
I think it's.
But I respect people that do it and make money with it. But
like in Hamilton of all places too. Like why?
well, I came out and I made fun of the Hammer. That's the first thing I did.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I made fun of Hamilton.
You have to. I think you have to when you're
You know,
there.
well, whatever. I don't know. We got some laughs. I don't know if it was people from Toronto that were coming. I was like the only guy from Montreal there. Everyone else was from around Toronto. So whatever. You know, people brought their family and shit. No, I lost out to a guy who brought an accordion on stage.
Oh fuck. Well, okay.
Johnny
That's
Lombardi.
all I need to know.
Johnny Lombardi.
Yeah, that's perfect for Johnny.
You know?
Lombardi.
Yeah.
So do we have?
We found the next Italian comic.
Yeah, who's that? Is that?
We
good?
had Kubani. If you heard the dogs barking in the
Oh,
background,
is that
and then he cut out.
He
So
let the dogs out.
maybe that's why. I feel like
We finally figured after 25 years, we found out who let the dog go.
Nah, bro. So yeah, I lost to a guy with an accordion.
That's pretty brutal.
And there was another guy who came out with a rosary. He looked like Mike the Situation Sorrentino.
Yeah.
And
From
brass
Jersey Shore.
brass knuckles. Yeah. He's like a cartoon character. He wore sunglasses on stage. And to be fair, he was electric. Like, listen, kudos. If you get laughs, you get laughs. He wasn't doing stand up, but if you get laughs, you get laughs. It was like a one man show. He was just there, like doing like theater almost.
So kind of like a skit thing.
Like we were supposed to do like up to 10 minutes max, and he was up there for 25 minutes. Nobody said shit to him.
Oh.
It was like, what? But it's
What
like,
did Giuseppe the MC do? He didn't do nothing. He said, "Hey, buddy, you got to get up."
No, like he stole the show. What are you gonna do? Like, It's kind of. Listen, it's an Italian comedy show. You got to go up there and you got to. No one's giving you the light saying get off. We're not running a tight schedule. Like no one else is gonna fucking go to that theater after. I think it was reserved for the day. You know, it's not like we're paid by the hour. Get the fuck off. You're gonna get fined. You know, nah. He ran with it. I could, kudos. I didn't think I did. I was professional. I went up there. I did my act. I said stuff that people didn't like, and it was glorious. And it, people are laughing even though they don't want to, which is where I want them. I'm torturing some older people that are in the audience. It was beautiful. But I did my thing. I could have, if I wanted to, I could have just said, you know what, I'm going to go against my instinct here, and I'm going to go longer. It's a risk. It doesn't work. They say get the fuck off. You're out, or you steal the show. Whatever.
Well, maybe
Sunglasses
too,
on.
like you came from doing stand-up shows at actual clubs, so maybe you gave the show too much respect. Maybe that's the problem, because you're used to coming from like a proper
Actual
establishment.
comedy,
Like I remember listening to your podcast with the guy who runs the Stand, Chris, in New York,
Right.
which I have a funny story about the Stand. Well,
Okay.
it's not
Okay.
really. It's just unfortunate.
Okay.
But yeah, like when you come from a world where, like you said, you keep it tight. We got deadlines. We got to flip the room after, because usually there's like a 7:30 show, and then maybe you got like a 10 o'clock show after that or something.
Just following orders. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Doing stand up, like.
And
whatever.
then you go into that thing giving it like a level of respect that maybe it probably didn't deserve.
Well, it maybe, but I also, there was a little bit of like, I did stick my nose up a little bit to the audience where I was like, I don't care. I'm not lowering the material to what it is they want to hear. I'm going to do the stuff that I think is for my audience, which will, make them squirm a little. And I did. So, did I take it that seriously? I don't know. Like, if I took it that seriously to the point that it was like, listen, if it's Chael Sonnen rules, MMA, if you win, you win. You know what I mean? If one guy, if you lose the fight but the other guy gets DQ'd because he broke a USADA rule and you're now the champion, you raise that belt over your head and you tell the audience to go get stuffed. You don't apologize for it. Maybe I could have just followed the rules a little bit more of Italian comedy. Maybe I could have gone out with I play the mandolin. I should have brought the mandolin. I could have brought the mandolin.
Soft bell.
It's okay. It's all right.
Never heard a live mandolin, but I'm down to
They
hear it.
exist,
I think
yeah.
speaking of a human mandolin, I think we got Kubani on the line.
Is Kubani on the line now?
I think so.
Does he know who Johnny Lombardi is?
Is that the legend?
I don't even know what he said, but I just heard.
Is that the legend?
Is that the legend?
D'Onofrio, what's up,
Can you
man?
hear
It's
me?
nice to meet you.
Yeah,
yes,
bro,
we
yeah.
hear you, sir. How are you, man? Thank you for doing this, man. It's great to meet you. I've been listening to you. I used to listen to you guys when you were on air for a very long time, since I was a child, a literal minor. My formative years were formed by my formative years were populated by Kubani and Grossi yelling in my ears, with Lopopolo just trying to bring it back to base and be professional.
I am both honored and that is absolutely incredible, and it's cool to hear. I mean, I do apologize that you've had to spend the last little while with both Gizmo and Intern. I mean, that could be a little interesting interaction, but thank you for doing this. I'm excited.
What's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Cannoli.
Plural?
Plural.
Cannoli. Plural.
Yeah.
He's one dog.
Well, there's no. Is there a Canolo?
Well,
Yeah,
I don't.
you
I
pissed
don't.
off the dog. You hear him barking in the.
You tell me. I don't know what kind of dog is he.
Well, is there a singular Cannoli?
Yeah, Canolo.
Non-plural.
Yeah, Canolo. Yeah.
That's not okay.
I think the dog has
He
something
pissed
to
off the
say
dog,
about
Sam.
that.
He
Yeah.
pissed off.
I mean,
the dog.
Canolo sounds like a Venezuelan baseball player.
Yeah.
You know?
So
Canelo.
Cannoli sounds a little more, but I was joking around. I says, you being a Napoli fan, Kubani, like Diego wasn't in the running for the dog's name.
Well, his full name, in all honesty, is
on his
Cannoli
birth
Diego
certificate.
Armando Maradona D'Onofrio.
Oh, okay.
And he is actually born on Diego Armando Maradona's birthday, October 30th.
There you go.
Wow, see, there you go.
That's a fact.
People drive me nuts when they say the dog's full name is. I have this neighbor, this horrible lady has a Shih Tzu named Chewy. She goes, well, but it's really Chewbacca. What are you talking about? the dog don't respond to
She thinks it's
Chewbacca.
Harrison Ford.
It's Chewy. It's Chewy. Where did you register the dog? Does the vet have him down as Cannoli Armando Maradona D'Onofrio? Cuba.
Actually, I can't even tell you what the vet has him down as. What his official real name on his fucking dog certificate is.
No, here's
I
what
can't
happened.
tell you that. I
Maradona
can't
died.
tell you that.
Maradona died, and you said, I feel bad. I named my dog after a fucking sweet instead of naming him after a guy who's supposed to be a god, and I retroactively changed his name. That's what you did.
No, here's the thing. Because of his breed and his litter and all this other crap, I actually had to start his name legally with an E.
What?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
What are you, like a radio station? This is CNFFFY. Like,
No, because no lie, it's like the litter that he came from the breeder, so it had to start with an E because that was his litter. So
You settled on Cannoli.
no, I can't even tell you officially what his name is.
It's like Eugene or
one
something.
word.
Eugenio Cannoli
No,
D'Onofrio.
I won't say it. I will not. If I can't.
Ernest. Yeah.
I can't. I won't.
Oh, okay, I get it. You gotta keep living your dog's or your own delusion for the dog.
Oh, so you actually know what the name is, but you're refusing to share it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You really want to know this?
Marco,
little
what is
embarrassed.
it?
No. It's okay. We don't need to know it. We just need to know you're crazy that way.
Prince, do you want to know what it is?
You know what?
Do you know what it is?
I don't know what
If
I
you
don't know
can
what it
guess,
is.
If you can, I'll give you each one guess.
Can you give us a hint?
What starts with an E?
Okay, well.
It starts with an E, yes, and the E is used in an unconventional way.
Is it
Sort
a
of.
proper name, or is it like Cannoli, for example, is the name you pick for your dog? But that's not like a, that's a pet name. Might it be a
Cannoli
human
is
name?
No. Cannoli's in the name.
So it's okay. My guess is it's Cannoli with a silent E.
You just put an E at the front of his name.
I don't think that's how that works.
Well, I don't know. You said cannolis in the name. How else? I don't know. You're confusing me with that last little tidbit.
It's actually IEYE. Cannoli love you. I cannoli love you.
Oh, okay. I guess. I mean,
That's his
that's
name.
the first time I've ever heard
his,
that.
That's technically his legal name. Yes.
Wow.
On his like chip and all that shit.
The more you know about the legalization of your
What
pet.
breed is your dog?
So my dog, the breed is a Havanese, but it has less to do with the breed and more to do with the actual litter that he came from the breeder.
Why is it like a
Because
link back to Che
originally-
Guevara in
so
Cuba?
no.
and
Like,
something.
I didn't want to get into the weeds here, but originally,
No, we're getting into the mud. What the hell's
Okay.
going on? By the way, you
Okay.
say you have a Havanese. It sounds like you have a friggin' Rottweiler in your back, yelling, parking in the back. What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on in your apartment, in your place, in your house?
in all honesty, he was supposed to be a show dog, but the issue became, and it wasn't. The issue was that he had an underbite, so his teeth shifted. So once you have an underbite, you are disqualified as a show dog. So he was supposed to be sold to somebody else, and the person didn't want him anymore because his teeth shifted.
It's undignified.
Yes. So I was like, "Fuck it, this dog is cool. I'm taking him."
So
I
you
understand.
fostered him.
fostered an
Well,
underbite
I
dog.
wouldn't say fostered.
He's a little misunderstood, and you didn't name him You didn't name him Diego, a misunderstood, misfit dog. You had an opportunity to name him Diego, and you did.
Listen,
So he looks a little. So he always looks like he's pissed. He always looks. He looks like he. So he's always looking at you like, "Hey, what do you want from me?" He looks like Polly Walnuts, you know, like with the undernut. He's like a Polly Walnut dog.
oh,
That's
God,
awesome.
God bless.
His birthday is actually on Maradona's birthday.
That's
a
cool,
fact.
though. That's cool.
It's-
That's
it's,
cool.
It's a sign.
All right,
That's cool.
that's very cool, man. Oh fuck. So. Thanks for calling in, bro. So I mean, you were born in 80. Boys are telling me you're 36, 37 years old. What are you born? 88?
Easy there.
No, I said
Hold on.
35.
34th. I'm sorry.
35.
Okay.
Easy there.
Bosey's 37.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I'm trying to gauge whether you've seen Napoli win a title as a sentient human.
I've been alive, but no, I've never experienced that.
So where's your head at?
Cuba,
We're
bro,
not
you
going-
killed
No,
me.
it's okay. We'll let him gather his thoughts. Where's your head at?
We're not going there yet because I'm one of those people who refuses to acknowledge
really?
until
Oh,
it's
come on.
official. No, we can listen because Gizmo. Here's a reality: is say Juve does get their points back, then all of a sudden it's just 12 points, right? I mean, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, but just 12
but
points with like 10 games left.
Hey, Gizmo.
8. Is it 8?
Listen, being a
No,
Napoli
he said 8.
fan is harder than being a Bills fan. It's harder than being a Leafs fan. It is the most difficult thing on the planet. So I don't care until I see a trophy, even after it's mathematically clinched. I still don't believe it until I see a trophy.
Yeah, you have
I'm
trust
actually-
issues. You're waiting for like the Fiji Chi over the top to come in and somehow award it to Juve because you guys have a complex where you think, yeah, you know, Juve's rigging everything. You think that it's still somehow rigged in the balance for Juve, don't you?
Listen, the fact that there's another scandal going on, we talk.
Listen, man, you're not wrong. We've seen it before. We've seen them come over the top and say, I'm going to smite you because I decided to. If they reinstate the points with Juve, they could do that with Napoli too. They could smite you for whatever the hell happened with the Osimhen thing. I don't know that it will. I mean, I think it was flawlessly executed, the Osimhen transfer, but you know, there have been rumblings for some time that something might have been amiss. All you got to do is look. It's like and I got into it, and I got to be careful here because I got into an argument with a Jamaican man about this subject 3 days ago. But it's like the Trump indictment. He got arrested today. Yeah, he probably did something wrong, but it's also kind of insane to go after him. Like it was like an election. Not to go political here, but like it was like an election technicality that they're getting him on. They're getting him because they're trying to, right? And they're doing what they got to do. They, you know, basically, all you got to do is look. You elect to whether you want to go after someone or not. Like if someone wants to go after Napoli and say open up the books, I mean maybe something could happen, but that's realistically not going to happen here. You know that, right? It's yours. Just celebrate.
listen, the Osimhen deal was definitely sketchy. No one's denying that.
Oh, it was flawless.
But-
It was flawlessly done.
But
Chapeau.
there's a huge difference between an Osimhen deal and the deals that, the complex circulation of deals that was going on for multiple years with Juventus. I mean, it's a completely different story, but we're not talking about
No,
that right now.
the concern is like whether or not just they're going to look at it. That's what I'm asking here, right? Like I don't think it's going to happen. There are no real rumblings about it happening now any more than we've heard in recent months here.
The
But
difference is here the case is closed, right? The only reason the case was reopened with the Juventus situation was because of the other hidden salaries, right? Otherwise, the whole capital gains case was done as well, right? So the only reason that evidence came out was because of what was going on with the hidden salaries, and once that case was open and more evidence came out, that's when they were able to go after Juve. The difference with Juve also is because they're a publicly traded company, they're so much more susceptible to government audits, and they're going to be looked after and scrutinized.
that is what happened here, right? Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the difference, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
obviously ADL, who knows what the hell that man's doing? Because listen, you do not become the man that he is in a city like Naples without doing some really shady shit over your life. But that's another story in another podcast.
So you don't think it's wrapped? That's what we're getting to. Like you just refuse to acknowledge it. You're not. You're doing the opposite of what you're doing the reverse Trump. When Trump was like, I'm not acknowledging the results of the election, which he clearly lost, and he's like, nah, I think I won. You're like, you clearly won, and you just won't acknowledge it.
Listen, do I have a potential trip booked to Naples for the weekend of June 2nd? And will I be staying there until June 14th, potentially until after a Champions League final? Yes. That's 2 weeks in Naples, just coincidentally during a very interesting time.
Is it
But
cancelable?
I refuse to talk about that.
Is it cancelable?
I will not talk about that.
Okay.
You got him on the ropes.
Well, I mean, listen, at the time of recording, I don't know when this is coming out, but I mean, yeah, you guys just got killed by Milan 4-0 yesterday or 2 days ago, right? Like, I get it, it could all fall apart if you get their points back, but
Can we talk
Come on.
about this game for a sec, though? In all honesty, 'Cause
yeah, we
Napoli
could. I don't know when
was-
this is coming out, but sure. I mean, we could talk about it. It was the one real stinker you had all year.
No, Napoli was run off the pitch. It was bad. But in my head, I'm also, and maybe this is optimism, and I'd like to get your perspectives as non-Napoli supporters. Could this have been them playing possum? Because in reality,
I thought about that, yeah.
like if I'm Napoli, in all honesty, I'm giving Milan all the confidence in the world. I'm not revealing anything, like off of set pieces or certain tactics or how I'm going to respond. I'm going to let them play their best game, see what they're going to bring, and that's what I'm countering in the Champions League. Maybe that's me being optimistic, but I'm curious to get your thoughts.
Spalletti's a guy who will play like 4-dimensional chess. He's a big mind game guy. And if you could throw any game away, like this is kind of the one to throw away, knowing that, like you said, Kuba, you could probably give them a false sense of hope, let them show their hand a little bit, and then it's back to business when the Champions League comes on.
And you got to play them 3 times, right? It's hard to beat a team 3 times. Like even, I know, like again, I don't want to date this podcast and stuff, but even Juve Inter today. Juve beat Inter a couple weeks ago. They got to play Inter, they played Inter today. They're going to play Inter in the next leg. Like it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. You're bound to lose one of them. So in your aspect, hey, we'll see. I guess time will only tell if they made the right move.
Do I think they're playing possum? I hadn't considered that. I hadn't considered that at all. And, I think it's really what you bringing that up, actually, you broaching that subject is enabling me to realize the absolute psychosis with which we're dealing with. The guy we're on the phone with a madman right now, guys. We're on the phone with a madman. I see where your brain, Donofrio, Marco, I'm not making fun of you. I see why your brain would go there because I've been there too. It's kind of like when you do, like when you pay too much attention to something and you overthink it, all of a sudden everything is on the table. I think you guys just got killed. I think, whatever, we'll see. But that doesn't really matter. I mean, it means nothing in the grand scheme of things with the Champions League. I mean, you guys did well. Didn't you guys beat Napoli? Didn't you guys beat Milan in the first game of the season? You played against them? Right. Whatever. It's a one game. It's a one-off. Who gives a shit? But no, playing possum? Do you guys really think Spalletti wouldn't?
I mean, I don't know.
How do you even do that? How do you even do that, though?
Listen, and I've seen this analogy going on Twitter. I'm not going to take credit for it. I'm definitely stealing it from somebody, but it's the truth. It's like if you go play pool with a shark, they're going to let you win the first couple of games. They're going to let you feel comfortable.
You think they slow rolled them?
Yeah, potentially. I hope so.
So what we're doing
I don't
here,
know.
yeah. So
I'm hoping. I'm optimistic. Otherwise, I'd be a little bit nervous.
you guys remember when Silvio Dante got slow rolled by that guy who was in debt to Tony, who had the sports store in The Sopranos, and he lost his mind? You're saying like that's Milan right now. They think they're winning. They're cocky, and in about 3-4 weeks, they're going to be yelling about the charcuterie board under the table.
Well, if I'm in all honesty, if I'm Spalletti, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, you see them run you at the Maradona, embarrass you in your stadium, and then not to mention the ultras and what's going on there, because that's a whole another load of shit. But we won't get to there either.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that you're teasing, but you're like, oh, let's not go there. What do we got to do? You could go there. I mean, I know we're
Want to talk? I mean, listen, you are running this show.
Let's go there because I think you need to. Marco, listen. I've been listening to you for a very long time. I was a little hurt a few weeks ago when you thought I was a little bit off my rocker for saying that Juve shouldn't be punished for that which was happening a few weeks ago. I mean, we had a little interaction on Twitter. You thought I sounded like a little bit of a fool. That hurt me a little bit. But I think, listen, but look, I'm really happy you're doing this, man. But I think you need to redeem yourself a little bit here because I think people are like, okay, this guy's like you were talking about how it's very tough for Napoli fans to support Napoli and how you guys might have it. I don't know. You had a rough go of it. You've never seen them win a title. I understand, that it's so close now. Have you booked a trip? We don't know. Maybe not. I get that you're like losing your mind a little bit here. People think that you're losing it a little bit here. I think you for the first thing.
Who are these people?
I think anyone listening is like, okay, this guy's nuts. He thinks they're playing possum.
Who's listening?
Who's listening? That's a good question. 114 subscribers on YouTube. That's who. Not a lot of people. But look, so no. We gotta broach another subject over here. Let's talk about something else. What are you talking about? What's going on with the ultras in Naples? You're teasing us. You're giving us just the tip here. Go all in. I'm ready to roll. I've been drinking Bacardi all night, and we just
Bacardi. Oh, you're not playing around.
No, I haven't been. It's just an experience. It's like
it's actually Montenegro is the drink of choice tonight. So
shout
out to Sam for bringing it. We had a nice little
shout out. No, I'm ready to roll. It's like we've been drinking all right. I'm loosey goosey, and you're fucking teasing me now, just giving me the tip. No, just go all in. You have consent. Let's go.
Do you guys have some sort of background on this though? You do.
I saw the video of the. There was like a tussle going on in the curva. So you see like all these guys from one end kind of go down the stairs, and then I don't know, in the stands you just see a bunch of black like hoodies basically like pushing and shoving each other, and it was something to do with like
basically.
They're like protesting. Yeah, okay.
The Curvas are protesting the high ticket prices for the Champions League quarterfinals, so they're really pissed because the lowest ticket price is 90 euros. Listen, 90 euros is not cheap. And I know people are very passionate about this subject, thinking ADL's nuts. But listen, you're talking about a Champions League quarterfinal, but that's another story. So what's happening is the Curvas who have never really liked De Laurentiis, they don't get along with him. They never have. In him. So basically, it was very similar to the situation where we saw with Inter not too long ago, where ultras were pissed and they basically made everybody leave the Curva, and people didn't want to leave, and so it got ugly, and that's kind of what we saw there. So it's really just an ugly situation because it's like, listen, this is not the season. I don't care what you're thinking. This is not the time to be doing this, right? So that stadium on Sunday felt more like a Milan home game than a Napoli home game. There was no Curva songs, chants, nothing like that. The only songs and chants you heard were from the Milan fans. So that's where that situation is, and that's where Spalletti took it out after the game because he was pissed. So these supposed supporters, these so-called diehard Napoli fans, are now punishing the team during the most important time, the most important month, in all honesty, probably of this team's history. Let's be honest. You're talking about Champions League quarterfinals and potentially a Scudetto clinching month.
You're right. That was a deep dive. That was you did go. Listen, first of all, I'd like to say, so I appreciate you. I appreciate you going so deep because you've. I think it's good. You've re-ingratiated yourself to the 114 subscribers that are listening. It's very good. We've determined that you're cogent. You're all there. You raised some good points. Okay, so it's not only conspiracies and such with Kubani. He's able to be relatively objective. That's good. I'm impressed. We're all smiling in the studio. We're like, okay, that was good. That was very well done. I'll say this. You know what I find is really funny, Marco? That and boys, chime in here. I don't know if you guys have noticed this too. You guys have been in Italy, right? You guys ever watch a game in Italy?
Yes.
Both of us.
Yeah, okay. The same people that are complaining about ticket prices right now, the Napoletani that are fucking complaining about ticket prices, have you seen how these guys live?
Yeah.
Have you seen how these guys live?
Not in Napoli specifically, but I have a good idea.
All they do is complain about the fucking price of shit. And all they do is buy the expensive shit. It's all they do. It's all they do. Me, fucking bread costs this much. I don't know what I'm going to do. Scoff. Open the Chanel purse. Start fumbling through bills. You know, it's like, where are your priorities at? I don't know, man. It's a fucking Champions League game. What do you expect?
I mean,
you know what I mean?
you could even go deeper on like a socioeconomic level, just like how they structure their lives in terms of like compare it directly to North America, where we're always like, I don't know, they look at us as this culture that's like always hyper industrial or like always working, and then people go to like Europe and they think, oh, these people have it like so good, and maybe they work for like 2 hours a day. Now I know that's a very like generalization of a group of people that probably isn't right to make, but you get what I'm trying to say here is that look, you're going to complain about the fucking price of bread, but what are you doing to make your life better? You're living in the same house that like 4 generations of your whole family has. Like, what are you doing, man? Yes, it's called supply and demand. All right. When does Napoli go to a quarterfinal?
These people have money. These people have money, though. But you know why? Because you're talking about them living in the same house for a long time. That's a choice they make. You know, the houses are paid for. You know, there's not as much of a culture. I mean, you guys live in Toronto. It's fucking expensive as shit here. You guys all want to move out. We were talking about that before. Marco, you're married now, right? You moved out a few years ago. It's fucking tough. You know. It's a little. There's a little less shame with like living with family over there, and
yeah, that's true.
And having them help you out and stuff. They have money. I think they have less income overall, but I think they have like the standard of living is not lower. It's odd. It's like harder for young people now. So you'll see them complain about shit like this, but they have.
You've had conversations with
money.
young people in Italy though. Like I remember, I think it was in your Giro d'Italia podcast, or that episode, which is probably one of my favorite that you've ever done, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
But I think you mentioned that like your girlfriend and you had a conversation with like a younger couple somewhere in Italy. Like, what do they think is going on like socioeconomically in Italy right now, and like why is it tougher for them?
Why?
If that's what you spoke about.
I mean, according to them, it's I don't know. They just it's easy to. I feel like I think Kubani wanted to chime in with something there. I think he wanted to touch on some of the points we brought up, which we could let him do in a sec. Hang on there, buddy, on the phone. I know it's a little tough. We got no facial. You know, we got no face to face. Like we can't nod to each other over here. You know, I get it's a little tough, but stay with me. Just to answer your question, Gizmo, I think, bro. Those kids were 17 years old. Just for a second, they were like 16 or 17 years old. We thought they were like 23. It's just a way of being over there. Like everyone just kind of complains because it's the way it is. Like they complain because their parents complain, and it's very vague. I don't know that they have any specific solutions to any of the woes going on there. I think they just like to point stuff out, and they'll usually just talk about education, failure of education, and failure of government. Those are like the two big things, you know. And you know, has the government been in bed with some nefarious actors over there? Yeah. So you know, I don't know that they're that you know off the rocker for thinking that, but it's like what are you doing complaining about that? You don't want to live in Toronto, most of you. A lot of them think they do. America, Toronto, Canada. You don't want to live here. You don't. It's a very different way of life. You know, I'm coming over here. I'm losing my mind. I'm driving around. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm fucking driving on service roads that lead to more service roads. I feel like I'm like in the Hadza tribe in fucking Tanzania hunting baboons. I feel like I'm out of my, I feel like I'm way out of my depth. You know, imagine coming from, I was in Florence at the time. You don't want to come from Florence and live in Toronto. It's not, you know, it's a very different way of living. Very different way of living. So I think they They like us just complain about the shit that we experience, and there's positives, there's pros and cons to most places that you could opt to live in. So,
Kuba, you were gonna go jump in here.
Go deep.
Well, I was just gonna talk about ticket prices, but I mean, you guys are busting out like the socioeconomic status of like Tanzania in 2002. You know what I mean? But let's. My only thing is, I don't mind fans complaining about ticket prices being too expensive, but then you can't expect this team to be playing in the Champions League quarterfinals. If you want them to do well, I'm sorry, you got to pay for it. Otherwise, if they're playing in Serie A, then I'm sorry, that's what you get for €20 and a panino. That's the reality of things. So you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, man. I think that's it, really. I think what it is we have a small club like Napoli who aren't used to big events like this, and I think they got to get used to it. They're not there yet.
Sam, who do you support?
I'm a Juve fan.
Of course.
I'm
just saying, and just out of curiosity.
I'm breaking your balls. I don't know, bro.
It's curiosity.
No, you're outnumbered 4-1 right now. Yeah,
it's okay. Where does your family hail from? Not that it matters.
South of France, Turin, right along the River Po. We go back a long time. Aosta Valley, south of Switzerland. We're refined.
Fancy.
Nah, bro, my dad's from Cosenza, bro. I fucking turn my back on my people. If I could do it over, no, it's the wrong thing. Listen. No, what do you want from me? I liked Alex Del Piero. I was fucking 9 years old. He scored against Germany. What do you want from me? It's not my fault. I'm not 25 years. If I'm 25 years old, okay, I'm even probably supporting Napoli. It's the team of the South. What do you want from me? It's too late. I got a tattoo. I'm grandfathered in. I love him. It is what it is.
It's okay.
I'm an Agnelli diehard. To the end. John Agnelli. He'll be what he is. What I can never be. I'm a Southern mutt, and he was a beautiful Northern Italian industrialist. And I look up to that, and I say, if only I can never be him. What do you want? We're going deep. I'm psychoanalyzing myself here.
As long as you know the history, then I am happy.
It's kind of funny because he's cutting out there. You cut out there, Kuba's all you heard is as long as you know the history, and then it just went like
and
blank.
then and I'm happy. Which is I mean which is true though. It's like if you can learn about whatever club that you choose to support and you stay with it and you watch it create its own history, then yeah, that makes you a part of it. And I remember Sam, on one of your pods with the other comedians, I think his name was Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were telling him like, okay, could you imagine growing up like, or just you turn on the TV on a Sunday night? Yeah, Cosenza, Reggio, those guys are not playing on TV. They don't get the prime time.
I know, Cosenza were in Serie A. I didn't want to watch Serie A when I was 8 years old. It's too bad. Now I'm 25, I'm refined, and they're like fucking staving off relegation from Serie B, and I'm really, I'm over the moon. I'm happier watching them than I am watching Juve at the moment. It is what it is, What are you going to do? Marco, let's be honest. You feel really good. Sorry, I'm calling him Marco. I'm referring to Kubani. Kubani on the phone. You're really happy that you support Napoli. You're really proud about like having supported the downtrodden team, right? Like it does feel good. Like it's kind of cool to say, you know what, I could have taken the easy route, but I've put myself through hell instead. There's got to be a little bit of pride with that, right? Where's your family from?
Oh, for sure. Like it's definitely cool because I'll be honest, this season, and it's not over yet, but this season doesn't feel real. You know what I mean? Like nothing makes sense. This wasn't a team that was supposed to win anything, that had zero hope. This was the season of all seasons where all expectations were gone. People were protesting all the departures. You lost Koulibaly in August. This was a season that was supposed to be an absolute disaster.
You got Sunday League shirts printed in-house.
And what's cool, in all honesty, is that this poor city from the south, in reality, this is a poor city from the south that is constantly mocked and made fun of by the rest of Italy, is about to celebrate the most important thing that they have ever won since, Diego Maradona. So I think that's cool, and honestly, that's why I have to be there. That's one thing. Yeah. I'm like, this is an opportunity that I will never get. the first time
yeah.
that they do this in 30 years. You know, like, even if they do it again, it won't be like it is this year.
Gizmo, keep that up. As you're saying this, Gizmo's bringing up. Like, isn't it great that, like, Lorenzo Insigne had to leave for this to happen? Like the poster boy of that city, the most Napolitan guy there ever was, is now doing drops with Drake. Gizmo's pulling up pictures of Lorenzo Insigne modeling the OVO Toronto FC what is that? Is that a
Velour
shirt?
jacket,
Il Magnifico.
yeah.
Velour jacket. It looks like it's Juicy Couture circa 2003. Il Magnifico, it says on it. The Italian and Canadian flag. It looks like, I mean, dude, this looks like 2 years ago, this looks like it would have been designed by someone on Market Lane. And now Lorenzo Insigne is actually wearing it. And it took him leaving for it to happen. Isn't it, I don't know. It's a real shame. Like, who's the poster boy for this team? Because Maradona was it the last time. He was like the honorary citizen of the city. Was Ciro Ferrara on the team at the time?
I think so.
He was Neapolitan. There's not a single Neapolitan on the team, really. That's a little unfortunate, though, you know, that it had to happen without Insigne. It's too bad. Now he's like festering in, is it King? Where does he live?
Yorkville?
Yorkville?
Liberty Village?
Liberty Village? Sure. Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. In all honesty, and I will not talk shit about Insigne because he was a loyal captain and all that. But in reality, and the truth is, would he have been happy being Cavada's sub this year? Because that's what he would have been. This team would not be doing what they were doing if Insigne was there instead of Cavada. And having rid themselves of legends, you know, club legends like Insigne, like Koulibaly. I'm not going to put Fabian Ruiz in that category, but he was left, you know, he was gone too. And these were
I
all
forgot
supposed
that
to
guy
be-
even existed.
Yeah,
I remember
it's
talking
supposed
about,
to be-
bro, how are they gonna do it? They got rid of Fabian Ruiz. Dude,
Yeah.
I forget, man. With all the players they lost, I remember everyone was like, dude, they're gonna be really up against it.
You know, and the thing is, in reality, I think what happened was you brought in fresh blood. I mean, a lot of these guys have, you know, the lineup is very similar in reality to the last couple of years. It's, you know, okay, you got Cavada in there, but the rest of the players, they've been around. Kim coming in for Koulibaly, but the rest of the lineup's similar. It's the difference is you rid yourself of all that history, of all that negative, all that so close. We've come so close and we just fall apart when it really matters. That's gone. So you have a team that's a little bit more naive. That's a little bit more. They don't know that feeling of we're gonna come close and then just not do it.
Sure,
Right?
yeah.
They don't have that.
Yeah. It's almost
You
like
know,
they're
I
gonna.
think
It's
that's
like they're
the
gonna.
biggest difference.
It's almost like they're gonna do it, and then the team's just gonna get blown up. Probably, you know, a few elements of it might not be here next year, and you know, it is what it is. It'll have been like a nice blip in time, which in some way is also kind of, you know. Listen, I don't mean to talk down to you. Like I think it's almost kind of nicer than winning 10 titles in a row. Like I wish we almost hadn't. It's a bit much. 10 in a row.
Hey, I mean,
Come on, 10 in a row. Like I stopped caring at a certain point. What a fucking
9.
terrible place to be. 9 to same thing.
9, and there's talk of it only being 8.
Right. I mean, when you win so many at a certain point, it's like, you know, like each one stops, 9, 10, you round up, you round down. It doesn't really matter. You know. Anyway, I know, but I get it, Marco. I do. Daniel Donato G is on the line. Grossi, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you? Can you guys hear me?
Are you on a toaster?
No, I'm downstairs. Really chill.
Chill.
You see if this works.
You in a toaster? How do you know what being in a toaster sounds like?
You know,
It's an expression when you come in sounding like that.
Yeah, because Marco, I'm in Turin, in the lovely city of Turin, they have electricity, and we use toasters. That's terrible. I love Naples. No, Naples is my favorite city, bro. Probably in the
No,
world.
it's not.
It is.
Absolutely is not.
I've been on Naples
Cross,
since.
you watch your tone
I've
right
been
there,
on
eh?
Naples, dude. I've loved
Okay,
Naples since
Kuba,
before it was
first of
cool.
all, you're from Civinata beside Napoli, so you chill for 2 seconds.
Okay, continue.
Okay, before you start throwing things out at people.
But regardless, what does that have to do with the beauty of Naples as a city?
Nothing. I didn't say it was ugly. I just said it wasn't his favorite city.
No, it is. I'm not lying to you. It is, Grossi. It is, and it has been since I was 16 and went there for the first time. Since before it was cool. Since before it became since before it became a live shrine to Diego Armando
I'm not
Maradona,
in shock.
which is a little
I just think
creepy.
he's
but-
lying.
I'm not lying. I see why you would think that I was condescending to Cuban, but that's not. I'm not lying.
That's
Honest to God, I'm not being satirical. I'm done being facetious. I was being facetious before.
I'm trying to defend Cuba, and he's yelling at me.
I can't take you seriously. Where are you right now? Are you in a cave in Matera?
I'm in my basement, so my son doesn't hear me because he's fucking snapping.
Why is he snapping?
Because I put him to sleep.
What's the problem? If he's asleep, what's the issue?
No, he doesn't want to sleep.
Is that why it took you forever to get on the fucking line?
That is why. I don't know why. I can hear a bad echo.
Can we throw Can you throw a blanket over yourself or something?
Chill.
Let me see if I can fix this.
All you gotta do is just hold the phone really close to your mouth. I feel like it's
I'm on my computer though.
Oh, okay. That's why we're getting a bad echo here. All right. Well, you know what, man? It's all good.
It's fine. I mean, it is what it
It
is.
sounds like you're professing from the clouds, like
Yeah, it does.
Okay, wait, let me
Like
see
an
if I can
archangel.
sign in here.
You don't sound sick. Donato G, you do not sound sick, my friend. I heard. Well, what are you not here for? I
No,
heard
but I'm
you had a
not,
bug for 2 weeks. What the
yeah,
fuck
I'm
do you
not
have? Are
feeling
you a
well
leper?
either.
What's going on?
I don't know, man.
Oh, you just hear him clear his throat? You just hear him pretend to clear his throat?
No, I've been sick for real. I think I got it from Marco's Stag.
that was a large stag. We had what was it, like 350 people come out. So thank you, everyone.
So Colosimo was telling me about what a stag is. Is this your stag?
Yeah, we had
This
it.
wasn't a stag. This was like a.
Which Marco?
This was a nation's gathering for how many people were
is yours?
there.
Yeah, my stag.
With
Yeah.
people that looked like they were very important, wearing some very nice suits.
Guidoville, Ontario, bro.
I felt
Woodbridge.
extremely underdressed.
Did you come and eat? Did you enjoy
Well,
yourself?
The food was delicious. I just felt underdressed.
Va bene.
And listen, the late night was the best late night I have ever
Ah,
had.
the
for a stag.
porchetta. That was legit.
That was porchetta.
It sounds like a wedding.
But he had poutine, porchetta, and sliders at midnight. Who's
Oh,
poutine
yeah.
and sliders at midnight at a stag?
At a
still trying
stag?
to
That's
digest
No, that's
this.
wedding territory.
No,
Bro,
but
Grassi hasn't had a
no.
poutine since 2004.
That's right.
You
I'm
smashed
still trying to digest it. This is not
Yeah,
good.
bro.
So-
Your,
so
your
he was
system don't know what happened. That's
so he
why you've
was-
been sick for the past 4 days. You can't have poutine at midnight. That's the death trap.
So you were saying, what
What the hell is going on over there on the mixing?
I don't know what's going
No,
on.
that was Grossi because he probably signed in on his, on his phone. There's always some shit.
He's on 4 devices.
Yeah, hold on.
No, I was
I'm
gonna say. So what do you know about like a stag?
I know what Dan Colosimo told me, which is basically what you have is you have a guy who's getting ready to get married, and him and his soon-to-be father-in-law and his father all motorboat the same chick, and maybe you break even and it pays for the wedding. That's what I
That
heard.
sounds pretty close to reality.
Yeah, I'd say minus the motorboat part, but yeah, other than that, I guess somebody's got two systems going there. And it's probably Grossi.
It is 100% Grossi.
But yeah, it's kind of what it is. It's a little fundraiser you put on, and you invite people.
What do
out
people bid on? Because I was told that it's basically all for sexual favors from some
I mean,
some lady.
maybe back in the like 80s and 90s, that's what it was. Now it's a lot more. I guess you can call it classy. It's
Woke?
not as woke. I guess like even like, you can't get away with some of the stuff that people would have done in stags.
Well,
like,
you're
you know.
paying. Well, she knows what she's getting into. She's being paid to be there, and people are bidding to motorboat her. I don't think they're sandbagging her and saying they're accosting her and saying, get up on stage, sit down. Don't worry about what's about to happen. It's been
You've
paid
never
for.
been to a stag?
I've never heard of a stag.
Oh, you should have brought him last Friday.
Yeah,
I couldn't
that
tell. I
would've
was
been
doing
fun.
a pod. I remember. No. Gizmo mentioned it, but
Yeah, well, you guys all had Grossi and Kubani, myself. I've gone through.
Is
We've
it a
all had
Toronto
stag.
thing?
I guess so. I guess so. I don't know. Did Sergio have a stag in Montreal? Because we brought up Sergio.
Be honest with us. It's cool. We understand. Do you have friends?
I have my listeners, and they're kind of like my friends.
That's cool. Maybe one of them will have a stag. And you know what? Honestly, interns a little bit of a snake for ensuring you did not, come last Friday because
Sam
picking
just
your
said he was
stag-
busy. I
Listen.
extended it. As the best man, I extended the invite to everyone.
I couldn't have done it. By the way, I'm happy
made
I was
me feel
busy.
bad.
If listen, I was busy. I had plans. I I'm here for like a I'm calling it professional reasons. I mean, this doesn't pay shit. But like I was recording a podcast. I'm kind of happy that I had an out because I wouldn't have felt comfortable. First of all, I didn't know it was yours. I thought it was like some like random guy who was gonna be like, who the fuck is this Mama Luke from Montreal who just showed up at my fucking stag?
Well, no,
you don't even know what a stag is.
It would have been my
yours,
buddies,
yeah.
but it's okay. We would have been all the guys. Would have been all guys. That
Yeah, but dude, I don't know, man. I don't know that I could do I'm afraid of always like making a brutta figura. I can't do that.
No,
shit,
but
man.
it's different when you come to a stag. It's just anybody can show up. Like I can,
Yeah.
if I wanted to go on a Friday night and go run around banquet halls around Woodbridge. And
You can
go to
buy
a stag,
tickets at the door.
you buy
It's not
tickets
like
at
an
the door.
invite
they're
only
making money.
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so again, I don't know.
It's not like it's you have to be invited. It's hey, you sell as many tickets as you can, and
Shit.
like you said, hopefully the idea is not that it pays for the wedding; it pays for the honeymoon. That's
Right.
usually how they do it.
Right.
I don't know what in Colo's situation. Maybe it was different.
Well, it sounds like some different stuff was going down at whatever Colo's.
But I think, and again,
describing.
I'll let Kubani and Grassi because I know they're a touch older than me, so I don't know if they've been to any stags where it's gotten a little wild. But and if they have any stories,
Grassi saw some
probably
shit go
definitely
wild
does.
with me.
Kubani, one of my friends actually is getting married in a month, which is odd because I'm younger than you. I'm 25, so for me that's weird. I mean, nowadays that's incredibly. You may as well mean you're fucking. You barely have hair on your nuts at that
Give him
point.
my condolences.
Yeah, well, that's spoken like a true married. That's married man humor right there. All right, cool. No, I mean he's 25. He's getting married, and good for him. He's in the military. He knows what he's doing with his life. He's one of those guys. He's a good guy. But no talk of a stag. We're just doing the wedding. I mean, a bachelor party maybe. Like I don't know what that'll be. We're gonna go fishing maybe one weekend. Like I don't know. I don't. There's been no talk of a stag. Honest to God, I've never heard of a stag before. My girlfriend, my cousin got married a few years ago. No stag. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a unique thing you guys do over here. It sounds like a good racket. It's like another reason to keep like Italian banquet halls in business is what it sounds like.
No, I think
Very
they
much
lose
so.
money though because.
But
Again, I could be wrong, but I think they lose money on stags because it's open bar. People drink like fish. It's usually an open like buffet. You have big Pino over there going up 3-4 times loading up on all the fucking calamari, and they're like, oh, we got to bring it out because these people have paid for a plate. So as much as, and people have told me like, hey, and again, I don't know, Cuba and Grassi when you guys were doing yours, but they says, hey, we don't make money on stags. We have to do them just to do them because what else are we going to do
For
on
the
a Friday
culture,
night?
yeah.
So that's why the plates of wedding go up. The stag plates have gone up too, but the cost of wedding plates go up probably to cover the stag parties they're doing.
You know what?
It's crazy.
You know what I think? I think food isn't as expensive as we think. I think because we're used to like paying for food when we go to restaurants, we have an idea of what food costs. I don't think it costs that much to like get food from suppliers. I think that's why you go to these fucking banquet halls in any Italian neighborhood, and they all have the same. It doesn't matter where you go. They're all doing penne alla vodka, and they're all doing calamar. It doesn't matter if you're in New Jersey, Philly, or fucking Montreal or Woodbridge. They're all serving the same thing. It's the same menu because like they all go to the same sources, and I think they're keeping costs low that way. That's what I think. How the fuck else?
I don't know if you can comment on that, Sam, because you've never been to a stag.
No, but I've been to but I understand. I understand fundamentally like the type of establishment that it's occurring at, right?
Yeah,
But-
fair enough. Go ahead, Kuba.
question and serious question.
Oh,
Do
wait,
you know what a toonie toss is, and how good are your shoulders?
No. And
no?
And how good are my shoulders? No.
Okay, so go ahead, Kuba. Go. I know where you're going with this.
Well, I don't know if you do. I mean, one, the toonie toss is a very interesting game where people throw toonies at a bottle or whatever the prize is, so that the groom can collect the toonies at the end, and whoever gets closest to the marker
It's
wins.
that bleak. You're collecting
And
toonies.
then in turn stag, and a lot of it's a very traditional game. It's a feat of strength where men hold a big piece of prosciutto above their head, like above on their shoulders.
I'm showing a visual to him so he knows what I'm talking about.
Exactly. And whoever can hold this prosciutto the longest wins the
Wins the
prosciutto.
prosciutto.
Yeah.
Like this is a real thing that happens.
$10 a hold, bro.
$10 a hold.
This is not a lie. Like, no, okay, I gotta be
Oh my
careful
God.
what I say here. But in all honesty,
You're on my
my
show.
day
So yeah,
job-
that's the prosciutto we had at mine. That's my dad, and that's the prosciutto we had at mine. So
Beautiful.
somebody was there at the stag and literally held it up for I don't know what he held it up for, a minute and 50 seconds, and he was just there like and you see his shoulders shaking, and he's he's like screaming and shit, and he won the prosciutto, and he's like he was all excited he won the prosciutto.
I love how I'm like sharing these conspiracy theories about how food is really cheap, and you who just had the stag parties like if you've never even been to a stag, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea what I have to fucking fork out. It was a nightmare. I just realized like it's the most insensitive thing to do is say, I don't know. I think food's pretty cheap. I think they're ripping people off, bro.
Hey, I'm in the food industry. I can talk. I know things have gone up in price, so that's just where things have gone.
Okay.
So it's all good. I didn't take any offense.
No,
worries.
it's funny,
It's
man.
just, so next time I don't know when the next stag is. I mean, you're not here in next week, or else I tell you to come to my
next
buddy's
week we
stag.
got another one.
We have like
There's stags every week.
There's stags every week. So like I've had I think 5 or 6 stags this
It's almost choresome.
I've got one Thursday.
You got
before
one-
Good Friday.
That's a move.
buddy. It's a
big
That's
one.
a move. So you get the people on Thursday because Good Friday you have off now, right? It's like a statutory
Thursday's
holiday.
cheaper.
And Thursday's probably got a good deal. I don't know.
That-
It's cool, but
that
how much
is,
is the
yeah.
ticket? 120? Is
It's
the
120.
Yeah, so you pay $120. You get all you can eat, all you can drink.
You
and
make
maybe
more,
win-
yeah.
No kidding.
Margins are higher.
Yeah. And then they have like that's like there's no bidding on chicks or anything like that. I think that happened in the 90s or the 80s.
Yeah.
Right. Or the fucking 50s.
Yeah, no. Guaranteed happened in the 90s because you'd hear some stories
You're
of
right.
people of like, your Zio or your dad or this, that. Hey, back when we had stags in my day, you should have seen the stuff we did. And you're like, okay, well, yeah, that obviously wouldn't fly now because people have cameras.
Our dicks were out, bro.
That's
Yeah,
probably what it was.
yeah.
That's
Dude,
what it was.
No, I'm tempted, but again, like, listen, I got you guys a bottle from the LCBO to come here. I popped in before coming
Respect.
because I'm not bragging. I'm framing something here. Okay, here's how fucking like paranoid I am about like showing a bella figura. Okay, like I couldn't find the LCBO. Gizmo, I was texting you saying, bro, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what's wrong with your roads. I'm losing my balls over here. I need French. I'm lost without French. I can't figure out how to navigate the roads. I thought I found the LCBO. I took a wrong turn. I'm going over a bridge at one point. Dude,
It's called Brown's Line.
No, but where he came
so-
he came down from,
Listen to me.
because it cuts there, right? Where
Yeah,
the
yeah,
no-frills
yeah.
is. I know where it's at.
in any event, it got to a point where I was like, I don't know if I'm finding this fucking liquor store. I wanted to get them something from the liquor store. I saw an adult film store
Yeah.
down the street. I almost thought,
Right next to a law office.
yeah, I thought it's almost better to pop.
Hey, we know that guy.
I thought
Yeah, we know that guy.
I had a good mind to just. I parked and I sat out there for a minute and was like, what can I? Maybe if I can get like a topical film, like a Rocco Siffredi film. Hey, this is Italian. It's
I've
a
never
peace
been
offering.
in that establishment, but I've seen it.
But I'm like, what? I got to go in there and ask this guy, hey, do you have like Italian, like with a specific, if I go in there with like a genre in mind, like a specific genre, and I say, hey, do you have like Italian porn, like 90s Italian porn? Because that's what I'm looking for. And if he says no, I go, okay, thank you. Like I walk out and I say I'm not interested. Like I look like a freak. Like I don't know. I feel like you burn eyes on the back of my head. So I almost got an adult film for you just to have something to say, hey, I appreciate you having me. This is for you. At least it's a laugh.
Something from the locals.
So yeah, I don't know that I could have come to the stag without knowing what it was. But now that it sounds interesting.
Next time you're in Toronto,
I might just have a stag.
You know what? When you
Maybe-
do get married, yeah, we'll help you set it up. How's that?
100%.
We'll help you set it up.
Probably won't remember.
We'll put you in. We'll
but
put
I'll-
you in touch with the stag company because there's companies that
Yeah, I
literally.
was gonna say, that'll
that
probably
literally
blow your
do-
mind.
Yeah, like the stag company is a whole.
There's
nother-
more than one.
It sounds like the biggest bro business ever.
Yeah,
They bring the girls.
they bring
in,
girls there,
yeah.
and the girls are like all dressed like in kind of like skimpy, revealing. They don't show like obviously anything, but it's just just to have them there, and they
Eye
walk around, they
candy
sell the
in a way.
tickets.
To
Yeah.
close
You
the
were
deal.
classy.
To close the deal.
Mine were
Like,
classy.
There's stags where
Oh,
they're
yeah,
wearing
yeah.
almost
Yeah, yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, they were not. There's stags where they can go like really, like out there, and yeah,
Wow.
they're like that's where you can get your motorboats and all that.
Sure.
Did you pick your girls in turn?
I did not.
You can, but
You can, but I did
depends
not.
on the company
So, I
and
know a
depends
fr- I
how
know a fr-
specific
I know a
you
friend-
are.
What is it, like a Nuru? You go, you scroll through the list of like.
I think you can be specific and say, I want girls that look like this, and the company will say, okay, yeah, we have somebody for you.
Do you think anyone's ever said I want fat Asian chicks or something like really specific that they probably don't have? I just want. I want them to look like sumos.
I've not seen them at any stags that I've gone
Yeah,
to.
I know because nobody's sick enough to probably ask for that. But what if you were like, you know what, I want to troll.
I know, but think about it, right? And you guys will get this when they
because then it's at that point it's almost
No,
not even
but-
like wrong. You
no,
know, like
but
if you're
when they do
motorboating
the
like a
hug-
fat Asian sumo, it's not. It's like it's almost funny. Like no
but
one's
that
gonna
you,
get mad.
You lose money on that because when
Yes,
they give you the hug,
there you go.
the
Yeah.
sumo, because what happens is when they sell the raffle tickets, they wrap the tickets around you when they hug you. That's what the girls do.
Oh.
So you sell the tickets. Let's say you're like, hey, I want to buy, how many? You want to buy a hug, Sam? Okay, yeah, it's $60. Okay, yeah, come here. They wrap the tickets around you, give you a hug, and then
Those are your raffle tickets.
You can put them in the different prizes that the
Right.
groom will have.
Right.
So if you get a sumo wrestler or
You're
a bigger
losing
lady,
money.
you're losing money because now you're giving out more raffle tickets.
Fuck.
So it's
you
all
want
it's
an
all
anorexic snake.
You want heroin chic. Okay.
Exactly.
Grossi, what's going on over there? Has Daddy fallen asleep? What the hell's happening? I think Gizmo has some topics he wants to address with you. I see he's got a whole list here.
Oh man, I
Grossi there?
I'm here.
Okay,
boys.
Grossi. No, I had the audio because I wasn't sure if you were coming in or not, but I had the audio from your wedding day at the church with your priest Donato Maria. But you know what? I didn't cue it up because I didn't know it took you until 9:30 to get in here, so it's okay. But I'll just go with my first question. Is I want to know if you're still banned from Waterloo and what are the statutes of limitations?
Kuba, are we still banned from Waterloo?
Confirmed, but I'll let you tell the story.
The city?
Yeah, the whole
No,
city of
university.
Waterloo.
Do they have like a shock collar that activates when you cross city lines?
No,
How does
I
that-
think they just have his face somewhere in a local precinct.
I wasn't allowed to do my teacher's college there because of this.
Do tell.
It's a long story.
We have time.
Kuba was there. Joe
I
Maleko
may
was
or may
there.
not. I may or may not have been there.
Sketch.
Someone's bloody foot was there,
Allegedly.
allegedly. All I know is I woke up and we got kicked out of the dorm room. And apparently we were vandalizing the houses there. And I'm like, I wasn't even here during these hours. What are you guys talking about? So the people that we were with decided to destroy the basement of this house.
Are you on Ambien, Grossi?
No, I am not.
Are you on something?
He's
I
on.
don't know.
He's on. He just put his kid to sleep. He's in a dreamlike state.
If any of us are on anything, Grossi's the last one to be on something.
Thank you. At least someone can vouch for me here. Because apparently Waterloo, I'm a piece of shit.
Look,
Sam, how old are you?
25.
Are you dating anybody? Are you single?
5 years, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty serious.
I'm in deep.
Okay, I was gonna say you should visit the town of Waterloo while you can, while you're still young, but you're married, so what's the point? But
the
it's
thing
okay,
with
I
Waterloo
get it.
is that it's a university town. There's like a couple of universities there, so it kind of has a reputation for being a party city. But in places that you did visit while you were here, you went to Woodbridge. You saw some cultural, I guess,
Worst
landmarks.
city in Ontario.
And now it's funny
watch your mouth.
yeah, because
Did you go to the Big Cannoli?
No, but I heard about the Big Cannoli. You're the second person who's asked me if I went to the Big Cannoli.
Bro, it's not his name. Come on.
he went to Nino Diversa.
Yeah, I went to Nino de Versa, bro. Thought I was going to get killed by the guy who was taking my order. He was a bald guy who wouldn't speak. He looked like a hitman.
Accurate.
Yeah, seems about right.
I mean, yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Did you see it for
why
what
is
it
everyone
is?
speaking in code about Waterloo? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have an Italian neighborhood too in Montreal. Yeah,
But it's like
I saw it for what it is.
But it's
Sure,
like
but-
it's like a bunch of plazas. Like I don't know why. Even I like listening to your pod with Nima when he was saying like
it's a glorious.
Yeah,
glorious
it's-
I was a little. I was not gonna. I was
it's
a little
like a
confused by
magical
that.
place that still kept its Italian roots. From what I've read, I'm like, yeah, of course. It's a few streets and a plaza.
Well, I clapped
Like,
back and said, I don't know. I don't know how. I said I'll find out for myself, and it was it was whatever. It felt like very familiar spot that I would duck in and the fuck out of when I want to. Does that make sense? Like sometimes you have the urge to go get like a sandwich in a certain environment. It's I don't know. It just depends how you fucking wake up one day. I'm gonna go to RDP. Like I don't go there often. There's a town in Montreal that's very similar, and when I interact with people from there for too long, I start to lose my balls a little bit, and that's it.
What,
you
you never
I
heard of Subway, bro? I gotta
get-
go to RDP.
I get them in. I get them in small doses, bro. It's what I gotta do. Why is everyone speaking in code about Waterloo? So it's a party town. You had a crazy night and you're banned. That's it. That's all. You're still banned.
I think he's still bad.
Now, but here's all I want to know, okay? Because I feel like Grossi was being very strategic about what he wanted to like discuss.
I mean, he's a teacher too. He's got to be careful,
so
right?
let me. I just have one direct question, okay? Did you evade custody?
Oh, I can't see this online.
Okay. Well, that's impressive. That's cool. That's cool. I don't know.
Look, we drove home with a guy named Sketcha, so I don't know if that's all you want to know.
Listen,
I don't know how you get a name like Sketcha though. That's
Kuba, you don't even start with these guys about Sketcha.
yeah, we don't talk about SketchUp. Listen, at the end of the day, we can't confirm nor deny anything that has happened about Waterloo. I think it's best we just move on and talk some Calcio.
I mean, we can. I don't know.
I'm never ever
some
going
points.
back to Waterloo.
I don't know that they want to. I don't know that they want to have you back there, buddy. Is what it sounds like.
True story, though, and Sam, I don't know if you knew this. Giovinco's brother, Giuseppe, played for Waterloo FC for like a year and a half, trying to get onto TFC.
Wow. Yeah, his
True
brother.
story.
His brother used to play for like I think he was playing in
City
the
of Cheat team or
he was
something.
playing in the 5th division at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a true story because Waterloo FC doesn't actually exist. But it would be cool if he did.
So you made that up. You just made that up?
Confirm nor deny.
Why? How come? Why is it that when we start talking about Waterloo, all of a sudden everyone acts like they're on acid? Nothing I would say makes any sense.
Guys, chill with the Lou, please.
all right. Granted, we've given Grossi enough stick about that. Like Simon mentioned earlier on, he listened to us, I guess, way back in the day.
Yeah, dude, I remember Grossi talked about running into a Franciscan monk once. It was one of the hardest.
Grossi bodies people. He's bodied Gareth Bale, John Terry, Franciscan monks.
What?
Nobody's safe.
Nothing beats the time he bodied James Sharman.
The journalist.
That we will not talk about.
What happened? What is all this stuff we're not going to talk about? Why just tease?
Wait a minute.
Stop
Wait a
teasing
minute.
me, Kubai. I've been drinking Bacardi all night. I'm ready to roll.
I'm not gonna get into
Give me the goods.
I'm not gonna get into full details. But once again, I was defending Cuba's honor with James Sharman.
What did James Sharman say to Kuba?
It's not what he said.
It's how
It's
he
how
said
he
it.
looked at us. In the elevator.
He's not even lying. That's the funny part. He's telling the truth.
All right. Oh, that's good. I mean,
Listen,
he was.
Sam?
Yeah. What's up?
you're a good dude. If only you had been at the Stag, we could have had a couple drinks. We could have had a couple Bacardis because Intern did have a premium bar, so you could add whatever you wanted. And we could have told you these stories. But now you put us on air. I mean, come on, bro.
Okay. No,
The students are listening. What am I supposed to do?
no, it's
Grossi
fine.
just won a divisional volleyball. What is it, Gross? Junior, intermediate,
Juniors.
junior championship this afternoon, and you want to put them on blast on the air?
No, you're right. Instead, let's talk about important subjects like territorial discrimination in Italy toward Naples. Let's talk about that instead. The enlightening stuff that everyone wants to talk about. That's cool. We'll talk about that.
You guys
instead.
want to talk about me, being the Greg Popovich of under 12 volleyball or basketball? We can do that. Okay, I'm all here for that.
I didn't even know they had sports under the age of 12. I thought that was like something that only started in middle school. What kind of elementary school do you teach at? They got like a sport program. It's impressive.
What, you don't go to school before 12 in Montreal?
Yeah, but we don't.
It's fucking.
You guys don't have juniors or intermediates? What's going on here,
Nah,
bro?
we just smoke cigarettes and roam the streets. Not true. No, we didn't have like a sport team in elementary school in any grade. No, now I'm thinking that only started in high school. It's fucking cool. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Grossi, I don't want to talk about how you coached a volleyball team to victory at the U12 level. No, I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, I'm happy for you. I'm happy you did. I want to talk about. Fuck, I don't know. I was hoping you might come in with a little bit more oomph right now. I feel like everything that we're bringing up is like everything we're bringing up. You got like a little bit of shame. There's like a lot of shame going on. Like anytime we broach a subject, you're just like,
We
it
just
doesn't
don't
matter.
talk about the Lou anymore. That's the problem.
Well, we can talk about something on, I guess, a more hyper local level, because I think we've all kind of seen this. I just had a point here in the outline that the Canadian Premier League is an absolute scam used by greedy business owners to launder money.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Lazio's Lotito would be proud.
Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, Gizmo has a bunch of points laid out. I like that. We're just gonna start. So, Gizmo, yeah, do what you're doing.
Just fire them off.
Fire him off, and then we gotta get Grossi going over here. We gotta counterbalance the ambient that he's on right now. Okay.
Well, okay. Like, so the first time I went to a CPL game, we have a local team here
York.
in York. So they used to be called York 9 FC because it's kind of it's an amalgamation of all these 9 boroughs.
Gizmo,
And
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, man.
To set the scene.
Okay.
You were a season ticket holder.
That's
Tell
right.
them
That's right. Okay.
Your enthusiasm, because you were the most enthusiastic person about this league.
Because it just started, and I was like, yeah, you get in at the ground level. I wanted to be in the supporter section, so I buy one season ticket to be in the supporter section with a buddy of mine, and I'm like, this is great. Like the Canadian Premier League, I bought into it. I was sold on the idea and the vision. And it's like York 9 FC. They did a whole unveiling, the 9 boroughs of the York region, all together under one banner. Cool. And I get there, and it's the York University training stadium. I don't even know what they use that for. Like now, it's just like a whatever random stadium with a patch of grass in the middle of it. And I go there and it immediately reeks of So there's a company called Green Park Homes. I don't care what happens to me after this show. Okay, these guys can come after me. They're very powerful and very high level, well known. I guess development.
Is Grossi flushing the toilet?
No, that's not me.
All right. Well, anyway.
Kuba's taking a little.
Oh, okay, that's Kuba.
Lovely.
No, Kuba's getting a
Anyway,
beer.
these guys.
I thought it sounds like
Exactly.
you just took a step. He just sounds like you just fucking walked down the street in Naples. Is what's happening over there.
White Claw.
All right.
Okay.
So Green Park Homes, they're this company that basically develops homes. They're land and residential home developer, and they basically, what I think, are using York. Now they're York United. After one season they changed the fucking name, so I think they're using York United as a vessel to pump money
They got
into
an
their
annulment.
company. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they got the marriage annulled. Okay. New
But I
name.
go there and it's random tents set up to watch the game, VIP booths, and I'm thinking, you're trying to sell a jersey for the same, a CPL jersey for the same price as a MLS shirt. You're not competing with Toronto. You've already lost that market. But I know what this is. This is, we need to wash money on concessions and merchandise. So let's get all of our friends here into the York region, because that's where they all live. No, none of these developers live in Toronto.
What was that?
What was that?
Was that the that you know what that was? That was Marco Cuban. You ever see those windows in Italy, right? When you're afraid that someone's gonna break in, you fucking have the metal pull down. You have the metal blinds.
Yeah.
Cubani just took a look out. He realized he's Cubani's in Naples. He's calling us from Naples right now. He just took a walk on the street and then he fucking came back in. He's like, yeah, I live in Naples. I better close these fucking blinds. It's dangerous
Sam,
out there.
I don't know about Montreal, but there's certain areas in Toronto where you gotta be careful.
Regent Park
Regent
being one of
Park.
them, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that in the illustrious beginning of the Stereo Serie A days, you guys would regularly have run-ins with you had brushes with death when trying to record the pod, going to a place called Regent Park. I don't.
We did, but so to be honest, you listened to Stereo Serie A. Were you a weekly listener? Were you a live listener?
I was both. Yeah, I was both.
Really?
Yeah.
Kept me busy.
You weren't even podcast. You were live.
No, like 3 years before. Yeah, I was listening to you guys 2 or 3 years before I started. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I used to love you guys, man. No,
Yeah,
it's
you
why
know
it's
what?
really cool to do this. But
That's sick, man. That is cool.
I mean, but yeah, I'm sure. You guys were pretty well followed at the time. You guys were the only ones who were doing it, and I don't know. I mean, I get that life, you grow up and shit happens. You have responsibilities and stuff, and I get that.
Grossi puts his kid to bed, then he puts
Grossi
himself to bed.
Grossi's half asleep right now. He's in a dream state right now. No, but but it was a cool thing while it was going on, and I think I'm probably not the only person who's told you this. I think you guys were pretty well followed, especially like in the North American community, right? In this little like the enclave, like from fucking Southern Ontario all the way down to like the East Coast of the U.S. I think a lot of people probably would have told you that they listened. So I'm not telling you anything new, but no, it was a great product that you guys had. You guys were a lot of fun. No, I listened to you guys for a couple of years.
That's cool.
This is where you say thanks, and the stroke off session ends, and we get back to talking about money laundering in York region.
No, you're right. Gizmo has a good understanding of what happened there. I think we also learned just exactly what the CSA did, and I think it's pretty dirty, right? And Gizmo, you can talk more about it as well, but basically they leveraged the success of the national teams in order to profit, and it's pretty sad.
What are you talking
They
about?
gained a World Cup out of it, but
What are you talking about? That's where you lost me. Because Gizmo, like what Gizmo was talking about, how it may be being like a money laundering thing is maybe possible. I always thought, like, the way I always lean toward, the entire Canadian Premier League as a whole. The way I lean toward that whole organization. I'm not speaking English correctly. My opinion of it was always that, like, it was just a lot of dudes who didn't know a whole hell of a lot, about football that just wanted to get involved. Good Canadian businessmen who owned like good Canadian businesses that didn't know how the fuck to do business, and they're operating a league with no infrastructure. Largely, there are some new stadiums that got built, which is kind of cool. There's that one out in BC that's pretty nice. I think where Pacific plays, but otherwise, it's mostly just teams playing in already existing stadiums, and I don't know. I mean, I think Halifax has a cool ground. I think Pacific does. I think Calvary's is pretty cool. Otherwise, I mean, it's just, a lot of teams just kind of migrated into fucking stadiums that already existed. And we're like, fuck it, let's run a pro league. Technically we'll call it tier 1. I mean, it's just insane because Canada's a country that doesn't have it, that until a couple years ago didn't have tier 1 soccer. I mean, even in some ways they basically still don't. I mean, there's a tier 1 level on the pyramid now, but the players who are fucking playing in the league are losing money playing in it practically. They're not making money. So I just thought it was like the CFL basically. I always just thought of it like the CFL. I didn't think it was like anything that nefarious. I almost never gave them enough credit. It was like I would look at the people involved and I was like, these guys aren't smart enough to do to pull off some immigrant fucking deep level fucking operation of money laundering. I thought it was just them trying to have a little fun, being good earnest Canadian white guys.
You haven't seen how they build houses or how they run condos.
Well, and I think the bigger picture, to be fair, is all about how what are they called? The Canadian business soccer, whatever the abbreviation is. But basically, the CPL owners basically have complete control over Canadian soccer rights for the next 10 to 20 years, right? And they control everything,
right?
And
so
what
you
it for peanuts.
And what you're referring to is, were you talking about One Soccer, that weird streaming service that also streams the Canadian national team? Because dude, I was involved in. I used to work in soccer. I worked for the Impact for like a year and a half. It was my first job out of school. Even I never paid attention. Well, nice. Well, I don't work there anymore for a reason. But anyway, but I signed NDAs and we can't talk about it. It's like Grossi with Waterloo. We can't talk about it. I couldn't. I was never able to follow the One Soccer thing, and I was involved in the world. Like I had a vested interest, like in being a Canadian soccer nerd at one point, and I fucking always thought it was Pez. Thought it was peasantry. And the more I hear about it, the more sus it is.
Oh, it's very sus. It's basically, and this is why the players are protesting, right? And especially the women right now. Christine Sinclair was on ESPN FC recently, and that podcast is really good, and she just destroys them. And how Nick Bontis, who resigned in shame from the CSA, basically failed upwards and is now with CONCACAF, which is a joke. And the CSA basically just leveraged everything and these guys made a profit and pocketed all kinds of money with this shady deal with the CSB. Basically, the CSB controls all the media rights for Canadian soccer for, like I said, the next 10 to 20 years. So anything that they sell, they make. That's going to be a huge profit that they make, that they've basically paid peanuts to for the CSA. So they bought these rights for nothing.
I mean, it's pretty Italian. I love guys that fail upwards. We see that all the time. We see that all the time. Dude, people that fail upwards are so impressive. And it happens all the time in football.
It's the greatest accomplishment.
It's the greatest fucking accomplishment. It's like being able to continually dupe and say, no, this is good. This is working out. Hire me. And people just keep doing it. Whose fault is it at that point? You know? You go after Nick Bontis and you just say, CONCACAF are fucking, they're a bunch of stronzi. You know?
Well, it's like a coach being fired 3 times in the same season by the same president. Only in Serie A would you see that, but it is absolutely incredible when you do.
Right.
Bring back Zamparini.
He's dead.
He died, bro.
It doesn't mean you can't bring him back.
Bring him back.
We can bring back the idea of him.
Listen, are you a Catholic?
I lost Jesus during the pandemic, but yeah, sure.
Are you a Catholic? Are you going to celebrate Easter? Are you going to have some agnello?
Yeah, I'm a very proud Catholic in everything they stand for and everything they've ever done throughout history. Yes.
Then you believe Zamparini has never died.
Legend.
I love how he's got the weirdest conspiracy.
The way
He's framed it. I know what he's trying to say, but the way he framed
you
it.
framed 3 different there were 3 separate questions that Kubani. This has been electric, man. He's been playing these mental games. Do you have friends? Are you a Catholic? And how strong are your shoulders? That's all I'm gonna say.
Sizing you up without being in the room.
Oh, buddy, you ever met Boz?
Oh, you want to get mind fucked?
Yeah, you have not met Boz, buddy.
Who used to produce the show? Why? What was his thing?
You wouldn't know. That's the thing.
You wouldn't.
Intern, were you there?
On any given day, just could,
Sorry, but
never
intern,
know.
were you there?
He
when
he would
T-Dot
just fuck with you.
came down to the studio.
No, I wasn't there, but I heard about
Who?
Oh,
T-Dot?
this. The guy Toronto Italians.
T-Dot. Okay. Yeah, sure.
So this is I think he was doing something with the show, or he was
maybe like
helping
cross
out,
promotion
or something, and I think Boz had hooked up with him and they were doing something, but I'll let you tell the story. I wasn't there.
They hooked up. Well, it's the 21st century, Yeah. We don't judge on this podcast.
No, we
That's
don't.
good.
No,
They hooked up.
I will not tell the story, but Boz is somebody you have to meet in your lifetime. Sam, we will make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make it
I
happen.
promise.
We'll make it
Okay.
happen.
All right.
He's in the deep suburbs right now of Ontario, but we'll figure that out. We'll get him out
a
here.
Bosnian guy who ingratiated himself to a group full of wops.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Massive
don't know,
Atalanta fan.
I don't know if I can
Yeah.
trust him. Was he?
German Dennis was his guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, huge German Dennis guy.
Herman Dennis. I
Yeah,
remember
back
that
in
guy.
the day.
Oh, yeah.
That was his guy.
Yeah. If he were playing today, he'd be playing for Italy.
Yeah.
Well, 100%. We could naturalize German Dennis.
1,000%, bro.
Well, you know what? It looks like we got one for sure from the Argentinian.
I want them all.
You'll take them all?
Kubani, Grossi, you still there, bro?
I'm still here.
I want them all. Grossi, how many of them do you want? What do you think? What do you think? What do you say? More Argentinians? Do we give a shit?
Maybe 2 or 3 then.
That's it? You never more than 2 or 3 at a time?
Can't handle too many at the same time.
Why
No,
is
but we
that?
suck. Like, we need them.
Yeah, and that's the problem though.
The shit house that like the team would become, you need a balance. You need those older like classy, not classy, but like that classic Italian figurehead. Like non ti preoccupare. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna get into this argument right here. We're not gonna shove that guy in the tunnel or say something to his face. Whereas the Argentinian, everything's on the table.
I know,
for
but I
them.
feel like if you had all Argentinians on the Italian squad, it'd be like a Sunday night league at the OSA.
Well, yeah, a
You'd have
bunch of Argentinian guys wearing the Azzurri shirt. Yeah.
It'd just be like a Sunday night
like
league.
Sunday league.
Yeah, Sunday league, just
No,
scraps happening, like guys like just taking extra shots at you when you're
Yeah,
not
that's-
looking. Like that's
No, I mean, it was, yeah. In some ways, the way they won the World Cup was like the most Argentinian way possible. It was a scrappy final. I mean, that's Argentinian football right there. We could use a little bit of that. Fuck it, why not? I don't know.
you need it.
I
Just a little bit.
I don't know. Herman Dennis. Holy shit! I forgot about that name. There were a lot of really. Let's play a game real quick. Let's actually wrap on this because we've been going for a while. We've been going before Grossi and Kubani called in. By the way, Grossi. But before we kind of get to this last little game here,
You can say it.
No,
You can
I'm
say it,
trying.
just spill it out.
I'm not really. So I don't know if this is a really like. I know you guys are trying to sell me on stag parties. I'm not sure that like Grossi being on the pod right now, dead to the world, is a very glowing review of Stag. But it's more like it's more like a cautionary tale of what could happen at his stag party.
And Gross, I'm gonna let you speak in a sec, but the fact that with a half hour, 45 minutes with Gross and I, the fact that you're coming away with this conversation, the biggest point is stag parties, is a little concerning. I'm not gonna lie.
Why is
Gross, go for it, buddy.
Why is that?
I mean, it's a stag party, bro.
For us, I get maybe what he's trying to say is for us, like it's just one of those things that
It's normalized.
Yeah, it's like it's so normal.
Oh, no,
it's
it's
like,
fascinating
It's like
to me.
it's like yeah, bro, just like another stag Friday night. If you want to come out, whatever. If you know the guys, support the groom, and you're just like very like enthralled in this idea, which is cool.
It's
from like,
foreign to me.
Exactly.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
I'll pull up a picture of my ticket.
Well, it's kind of like when people come to Montreal.
Oh, I actually have Grossi and Kubani stag tickets in the drawer here.
That's
I
right.
kept
Grab
them.
one
Here
and
you
you can
go.
show
Yeah,
one.
Look,
yeah.
it's kind of like
Give
when
one to
people come to
Stereo
Montreal.
Here, give these to. Yeah,
So,
give these to
I,
Sam.
I'm not a strip club guy. I've never been to strip clubs, but apparently, I know. Like, I know what they're like. I know what I thought. I know what Montreal strip clubs are like, and apparently, anyone that comes to Montreal is like blown away by what the strip clubs are like. Apparently, it's like I don't know. It's one of those things that's just normal to us, and people are like, "What? You could touch them?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why wouldn't you? Isn't that the only way to do it?" Apparently, like if you were to go to a strip club here, you can't touch the women. Is that true?
Whoa. We have a Me Too movement. Whoa. You can't touch anybody here.
It's part of. Well, I don't know. It's the way of the French, maybe. I don't know. Like, so people come to Montreal and they're like mind blown by the fact that like the strip clubs are at the level that they're at. It's like maybe this is one of those things. Like if you were to come to Montreal and go to a strip club and you've never been to a fucking Montreal strip club before, you say, "Wow, this is great. This is crazy. This is like foreign to me." Stag party, same thing. We don't have them. I'm looking at these. Oh my God, is it Cubani Insigne Gentleman's Dinner in honor of Marco D'Onofrio, 2017 Terrace Banquet Center. Lovely.
Shout out to the terrace, bro.
Bro, Marco D'Onofrio looks like he's got earrings in. He's raising the Ballon d'Or in this.
Yeah, that's Grossi.
What did I say? Did I say no? I meant Grossi. I know it's Grossi. I actually knew it was him. I misspoke.
His name's on the back.
I misspoke. Celebrate like a champ. He's holding up the Ballon d'Or. Who won this? Was this
That was
Baggio?
Baggio's, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, it was 1983.
Grossi looks like he fucking missed the penalty in '94. He actually looks like he scored the penalty in '94. No, he looks like he got sent off in the fucking final in '94. Look at this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a bald baller. Holy crap! Really cool. And then another friend of yours who
got married
with Ronaldo, and they're all
he's Portuguese. That's why I got it. He did it with
Right,
Ronaldo.
okay,
But there you
okay.
go. So there you go. That's what a stag ticket would look like.
Monte Cassino Woodbridge. This is no guys. This is totally foreign to me.
Sam?
Yes.
What would your stag ticket be? Gizmos. I don't want to know Gizmos because that's gonna come and that's gonna be a surprise.
Is that
I'm
that a
not-
thing?
I'm not
Is
having a stag, bro.
Do people no? But is it a thing that you must do in order to have the stag party? Is have like a gag of a
You
ticket?
gotta have a fun ticket.
You have to have, you
Yeah,
have to
the
be
ticket
creative.
is a big deal.
These guys have been married for years now. I kept the tickets. That's how big of a deal.
Really?
Yeah.
What would mine be?
What would your ticket be?
Does it have to be like
It doesn't
like
have
a
to be Calcio.
Photoshop
It
thing?
doesn't have to be Calcio.
No, but
Do
does
whatever
it,
you want.
Does it have to be a Photoshop thing like this?
Typically.
If you want it to, but it doesn't have to be. Mine wasn't.
It could be movies like I've seen like there's Godfather.
My
Yeah,
buddy has Wolf of
there's
Wall Street. Let me see
The
if I can
Most
find
Interesting
his.
Man.
I would superimpose my face onto the body of Caitlyn Jenner.
Wow.
I don't know. Something
On the
some-
cover of Vanity Fair.
and say
That's a good one.
and I would say, "Come celebrate an incredible woman,"
Would
or something like that.
how would you spell come?
Well, I think you set that one up.
I don't know. Yeah, TBD. Yeah, plead the fifth. I don't know. Come celebrate. What's you want to take a Grossi to respond to something and I fucking interrupted and I came in over the top and I don't know what the fuck were Kubani. You threw it over to Grossi for a second. I don't remember why. What are we talking about?
It was something about stags. But you know what, Gross? Here, why don't you tell him? because we got to go to a stag Thursday. It's probably
We do.
going to be a Vergonia stag because intern stag was very classy. It was one of the classier stags.
Yeah, no motorboating to
Sometimes-
speak of.
Sometimes you go to a Vergonia stag. This is probably going to be one of those cases, Gross. I'll let you
This
explain.
Thursday is going to be Vergonia 100%.
What does that mean? Just you leave like feeling like a wave of shame pass you over.
Like, I'll put it this way.
Nobody got sloppy at intern stag. I felt like everybody
Thank you.
was classy, even though people were drinking and stuff. People were respectful. They were able to hold their alcohol and whatnot. But I feel like on Thursdays, not so much.
It's gonna be
You know,
messy.
and then-
Especially when Louis is around.
You know, and then you go outside. This is the real indicator, in all honesty, is when you go to the parking lot in the middle of a stag, you look around. You know, sometimes you have your old nunnos smoking their cigarettes. And it's like, okay, and that's all you see. Interns, that's basically what it was. People come inside, and sometimes you go to stags. You see people sneaking off to their cars to do God knows what. You see fucking people just smoking joints everywhere. You know, and it's like you didn't see any of that.
Okay.
And you didn't see any like stag girls pulling up their skirts in the back somewhere. Like it was
it's-
very classy.
So it's gonna be a little bit of it's gonna be a bit more of a bordel on Thursday. Okay. So there are different tiers. I get it. That's interesting. Now so
But listen,
Well-
intern, with all due respect, I would be terrified of your father-in-law. So you have to keep things classy, and it was classy.
intern is swashbuckling, man. He's got
Sweat coming down everywhere.
No,
yeah.
he's got the sunglasses on right now. I feel like I'm looking at a man who's like, I feel like you're like running a business from Saint Tropez right now. You got a long fucking slick hair. I feel like you're probably engaged to a lovely lady, and
She's a lawyer. I got to be careful.
oh my god,
Yeah, so I'm-
a beautiful lawyer. Her
Yeah.
father's probably he knows what a hot commodity she is, so he's like ready to fucking chop your balls
Intern
off if you fucking.
father-in-law wins Guido of the Year. Dressed on point. One of those guys, you know, when you go over for Sunday lunch.
Three piece suit the other
Yeah,
day.
You do not show up 5 minutes late. You are there on time. You're there 15 minutes early, and you look good.
Right. What does
Just-
he smell like?
I don't know. I usually don't smell him, but I think he wears cologne.
No, but like a bergamot, like a lighter one, or is it like more of like a manly, like a dark? Because you tell me Guido of the Year, sometimes they'll go like
he's
for
a light
like.
one. He's a light
Light,
one.
yeah.
Is he a big
like-
Guido, or is he like a Gianluca Vacchi playing tennis, like cycling, like you know,
No, he's
sipping
he's-
white wine in
he's-
Tuscany type of Guido? Which one is he?
No, I would say he's not like big, but
Okay.
he's I'd say average size. He's like for
He's-
his age.
He's right. So he's I understand.
Yeah, he's not like one of these.
He's more
big-
imposing. He's not one of the more dainty, like, oh yes,
No.
I'm a Guido. I'm wearing
No.
linens and moccasins, and
No,
you show
he's-
up on time. So no, it's like he's like a hard. Hey, what the fuck? Don't fuck around. It's a little bit more.
Yeah, a
like,
little bit more like
than
that,
the
yeah.
imposing. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting. Well, that's no. Congrats.
Yeah, no.
Good genes.
Good genes.
Good
yeah.
genes.
Yep.
I would. Yeah. No, Kubani, I swear to God, the boys were telling me that you had a cousin in Montreal named Sergio.
Oh,
Serge.
I don't think.
Here we go.
I don't think Serge knows what a stag is, man. I'm not alone on
No,
this.
he does.
That's actually I'm gonna reach out to Serge, but listen, Serge might not be the right guy to ask.
Why is that?
Listen, I mean,
Tell me a little bit about Serge. Who's
I love
Serge?
Serge. Serge, great dude, but Serge, Gross, and then stop me if I'm telling a lie. I mean, Serge. So he came by. This was 5-6 years ago now. He comes by. He escapes Montreal, basically because he's dating this crazy girl. She's nuts. But he's like,
What's her name?
Cuba.
What's her name?
I forget. It's like she has some French name, like Joël, Joey.
Joanie.
You know, and he's like, Cuba. She's crazy, but she's passionate. Oh, she loves it. And so, whatever.
How old is Serge?
Serge is like, I think like 12, 13 years older than us. Like Serge,
Yeah,
like
he's
when
in
we
like
were,
his late 40s.
yeah, now for sure.
He's
Like,
born.
when
Is
we
he
were-
was born in Montreal?
Yeah,
Okay.
Born and raised. Like when we were in our 20s, Serge was like close to 40 and like still going harder than we were.
Yeah.
So whatever. He goes back and he has dinner with, his girlfriend and her best friend. And long story short, within 3 months, he's married to the best friend. They don't talk to. They don't talk to.
Are they still married?
Yeah, with two beautiful kids.
With two kids.
God bless.
When you know, you know.
God bless.
God bless.
That
God
might
bless.
have been actually the last wedding I've actually known, because last year, but it was pre-COVID and he got married and God bless him. He's doing better now than ever before. So, Serge, you never know where you find true love.
You don't know what a stag is, though. You don't know what a stag. I'm telling you, we don't have stags in Montreal. I'm telling you.
No, I think that's a very Toronto, Ontario thing.
That's what Colosimo was telling me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even think they have this. They don't have it in Italy. They don't do that stuff in the States.
Could you imagine one in Italy?
Oh my god.
No, it's just us.
I think that would
It's
just
a
be.
money
I think there would
grab.
just be scraps.
Yeah.
Because like guys would be fighting over the toonie toss. My toonie's closer. No, my toonie's closer. No, you get the measuring tape. We brought a measuring tape at my stake to make sure that whoever's toonie was closer to the other, that it was done right. Because guys get really passionate at this stuff, Sam.
Yeah.
Like it's messed up.
Well, I think one of the problems of doing it in Italy would be bringing in like female talent or entertainment, because like if it's in a small town and stuff, it's probably like the same one who goes around to all the stags. You know, it would get a little boring.
But that's what it turns into even over here, because you see the same. Hey, I saw you a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
it's
Yeah,
fucking
another one.
boring.
Yeah.
You know, the whole point is like you want a little bit of a thrill, and it's like you're gonna motorboat the same girl every couple of weeks. It's like, at that point, you're basically married to her. Why don't you fucking propose? It's over. You know,
At that point,
it's funny. Fuck, man.
Would you date a stag girl?
No.
Never say you never know where you'll find love. You find love in some weird places. I don't know. Oh no, that's fucking tough. Can you imagine you start dating the stag girl, and then it's like everyone knows her as that girl.
You don't want to date.
You're getting married to her, and you're having a stag. She can't work the stag. Maybe she works the stag. Oh yeah, that's a weird one.
That would be awkward, because then her dad's there and her nonno's there.
Let's be honest. Anyone that does that doesn't have a father. What are we talking about? Who are we kidding? Come
No,
on.
he's right.
Come on.
He's right.
you're getting Grossi
There's
going
some
now. Eh?
classy stag girls.
Yeah, I think the ones on mine were pretty
Maybe.
classy.
The blue chip ones.
Yeah, they behaved.
That's good. They behaved.
No,
That's
but
who you got to look out for.
No, but
Intern
there's some
stag
that.
girls were like fucking lawyers. Let's be honest.
Yeah, probably. Who knows?
Like, bro, like they're studying to become.
You buy a raffle ticket at interns, bro, and you go talk about the socio-political situation in the Middle East.
Hey, there was probably that conversation going on, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what you're buying tickets
There
for.
was
You
a
sit
lot of
down.
people there. They were talking about a lot of things.
But intern stag was the only stag I've ever seen with a wheelbarrow full of chocolate,
I'll
bro.
show you a picture.
Merchandised by a professional.
Like we're talking Reese's Pieces, O. Henry, like just full of it.
It wasn't the cheap stuff.
Bachi? No bachi.
No bocce. But you know what?
Just the good stuff that you
Yeah,
want at
like-
12 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Like the top shelf stuff that you're gonna see
That's
at like your
delightful.
local grocery store or whatnot. All
looks
the
great.
Hershey stuff. We had chocolates. We loaded it up with candies.
The
like-
commercial garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the more hormones, the better. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and if you won the prize, you also not only do you get everything in the wheelbarrow, you get the wheelbarrow too.
And the best part is a diabetic 80-year-old man won it.
Yeah.
Legend.
No, it's just they're not making this up. Though. That's the best part.
I believe you.
They're not making it up.
I don't know if he's diabetic.
He is.
Do you ever have like guys? Do you ever have like old? Because here's the thing, like if anyone could buy a ticket to a stag party because it all raises money, I'm starting like the layers are starting to get peeled back a little bit, and I'm getting a better idea of what it is, and I'm realizing that I might not have been that out of place had I hypothetically come to the one last weekend. So I understand how it works now. But it sounds like anyone could just buy a ticket to
Oh,
this
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right?
100%, yeah.
So
Literally
does it-
anybody can buy a
does it-
ticket. You
right.
can go to a stag and not know the person who's getting married.
So does it ever happen that you'll have like a savage like 72-year-old guy who will just buy a ticket to a stag because he wants to get out, or is it only like a young man's game?
No, sometimes you got to be careful about those older guys because they're the ones that are like a little bit like
They think
they
it's
get a
still
little
the
bit
90s.
They get a little bit more frisky over there with the women.
Yeah. And then it's your ass on the line. This guy who you just fucking sold a ticket to off the street.
Yeah, he's coming in and he's doing stuff that maybe back in the 90s it was accepted, but
Sure.
hey,
And
you can't do that anymore.
Then there's like the sharks like that come just to play cards, right? That know how to play poker, and they'll come and they'll try to like clean out the tables.
Right.
So, yeah, because there's a poker. So just to backtrack, yeah, at a Stag, you'll also have like a table, like a couple poker tables there with a dealer, and that, like, they'll play, like,
You probably have some fights break out at this thing,
Oh, yeah.
because it's not a bunch of friends. It's people who you may not fucking know who just
Exactly.
decided to buy tickets to the Stag party and they go like play poker and you're actually losing real money.
Yep,
Oh, that's
it's intense.
awesome.
It's intense.
I wish I would have gone.
It's a lot of it's a lot of masculinity. Yeah, in one room, and yeah, obviously sometimes tension boils over. You get some guys scrapping it out over a
There
20
were
toss
two
game
guys
or
that
then
were
you have a
yelling at
porchetta
each
together.
other. They were just like, so towards the end of the night, I was watching the poker tables just in case anybody wanted to like cash out or whatever. And yeah, there were two guys yelling at each other, and they're just like, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!" And it was going on for like 5 minutes straight. And then one guy was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I think I'm just gonna cash out." So now I'm getting ready. I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna get this guy's money. He's gonna get out of here." I go back 2 minutes later. He's like, "No, I'm not gonna cash out anymore. I'm gonna keep playing." And then one guy's like, "Yeah, they're friends. It's okay. I've played poker with them over 100 times. Like, this is just something that they do. It's just sometimes it's a way for them to blow off steam. But if they weren't friends, shit could have boiled over. I guess that's what I thought was happening. I was like, shit, I gotta get this guy his money so we can get out of here.
Oh no, you have to be able to tell your friends to shut the fuck up.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, isn't it funny what a fine line it is between, because you say the same thing to someone you don't know and it's war. You say the same thing to someone you know and love and it's like, fuck me, no, fuck you. Let's go get a bite to eat. I love you.
Yeah, I guess that's the line, right? Between love and hate or love and war. I don't know what the opposite
Sure.
is, but yeah. When you can when something can mean something totally different, one word can just have a completely different meaning. Maybe
Yeah.
that's too abstract.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gizmo. Yeah, man. Okay, we're gonna play a game. We're gonna end on this. I appreciate you guys coming on. This is fun. This is very informative. So, we're just gonna go round table until we can't fucking think of names no more. We're just gonna fire off names of Serie A players over the years who you wouldn't otherwise think of. So don't tell me Toto Di Natale. Don't start naming like fucking like players that everyone knows. Okay, like Herman Dennis is a good one. So it's got to be a cult figure. We're just gonna throw out names here. Serie A cult figures over like the last 10, 15 years. And if you fail to name one adequately, like up to the level desired, then you're out. It's done. We'll see who can keep going. So if you fail to think of one, or if I say Fabio Quagliarella, we have like a round table, for example. We'll just go around. Yes, no. We accordingly decide whether or not that person qualifies. And yeah. I want to see how many names we can come up with here because, dude, Herman Dennis was a nice fucking throwback.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, that was Boz's guy.
Yeah.
He was like a big Herman Dennis guy.
I feel like there was a personal story there.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know if we'll ever get it out.
Okay, so Herman Dennis is one. Let's go. I don't know. Let's just fucking fire it off. Gross, who do you got?
Who do I have? Oof.
Start thinking, Kuba. Start thinking. I'll go first. Marco Borriello.
Yeah.
He's a cult figure.
Alessandro Matri, if we're on those lines. Because in terms of being able to go to so many different clubs.
Yeah, we don't need an explanation too, because
okay.
no, but because I think it'll get long. But no, that's a great
Okay.
pick. That's a great pick.
Pablo Osvaldo.
Oh, that's a good fucking pick.
Forgot about him.
That's a good pick.
It's a good pick.
Maybe we should just pick forwards. I don't know. We'll see. We'll
I'm
see
gonna
how
go
far we go here.
Iturbe.
Fuck. Remember that guy?
I remember the hype
Yeah.
on that guy. That guy
Where's he
was
playing
going
now? In
off.
Mexico? Is he playing in
who even
Mexico now?
knows? Who even knows?
Somewhere obscure.
That guy was a legend.
Fuck. What about you guys remember Vucinic? He was like the
Yeah.
starting fucking center forward at Juve for like 3 years.
This name got brought up in our group chat, but Amauri. Oh, that guy.
He finagled an Azurica.
Yeah.
More than a couple times. Was it one or because I feel
Yeah.
like I don't know. Well, maybe as a Juve fan.
Those are the
watching
Oriundi
them.
that Sam doesn't want.
Yeah, those guys we can keep far away.
No,
Not enough sex
fuck that
appeal.
guy.
Yeah.
Debatable.
Or like Felipe Melo. What the fuck is that guy doing these days?
Crime.
Michele Pazienza.
Oh yeah, Pazienza.
The midfielder. Yeah.
The worst player of all time.
Yeah, he had I remember he wore like really old school Adidas Adidas, like, I don't know, were they weren't Copa Mundials. They were like they were those white ones with the black stripes. Pure 11. I forget what they were fucking
I
called.
got one. I don't know what the guy's first name
No
was.
skill.
But Aronica. Do you remember that guy?
Marco
The
Salvatore.
Salvatore,
Oh,
the
Salvatore, yeah,
defender.
Yeah.
Oh, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was built
sucked.
like a rock. That guy.
Yeah, he was a character.
Cristiano, wait a minute. Cristiano Lucarelli.
Oh
That's an old
wow.
one.
Yeah,
That's
isn't
a
he?
throwback.
Doesn't he have something to do with
He built like a cycler.
Ternana, Lucarelli?
No,
Or
I think for Livorno.
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm pretty sure he went to like. I think he either came from Ternana or I can't remember if he's coaching them now or something.
Lucarelli looks like one of those guys that would just like love a Piemontese ski resort. He would just eat it up, man.
I got a good one.
The
Here.
grain.
Lucarelli was unlucky to be left off the 2006 Italy team.
This guy looks hilarious too.
Who you got?
Davide Moscardelli. Do you remember that guy?
Oh yeah. You know
That
what?
guy-
You know what? He came up on a pod recently, actually.
Did
like
he?
in the last week?
Oh
yeah.
my gosh!
The
I just
beard.
remembered- Oh, that guy was just. That guy looked like a machine.
Is he still around? What's he?
I don't
what's
know.
he
I don't even
doing
know
now?
what he looks. What does he even look like now? I just remember that beard.
Yeah, like he looks like the Liver King.
Yeah. The Italian Liver King.
Yeah, bro.
Davide Moscardelli beard.
Yeah,
I love how that's
first
that
result.
comes up first before his
result.
name.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Wow, hey, it's pretty. It's
Is
pretty.
he
aggressive.
playing now, Gizmo?
Let's see. Let's look him up here. Moscardelli.
Is he playing with Venezia
No,
at any point in time?
former professional.
He's born in Belgium.
I
Oh fuck. Okay, one of those Italians. Did he play for Venezia at one point in time?
I'll look it up.
Disgusting.
Who was that guy on Chievo Verona that always had Juve's
Pellissier.
number? Yeah,
Pellissier.
Pellissier.
Yeah, that was another good one.
What about Aqua Fresca?
Fucking Robert
Robert
Acquafresca was a good one
Acquafresca.
too. Half Polish.
Wow.
Half Polish.
Moscardelli did not play on Venezia.
Franco Vasquez.
Franco Vasquez, that's a good one.
Did someone say Zarate?
No, Mauro Zarate. Yeah, that's a good show too.
Lord Nicholas Bentner.
Oh man, his
Bender.
brief spell at Juve.
Yeah.
Irby Emanuelson.
Oh, that guy.
There have been
from-
some
that's
bad
a heavy one.
players over the
Oh,
years, man,
yeah.
with some crazy names.
Oh, yeah.
Nicholas Anelka.
Okay, now you're just going through the Juve striker.
Juve have had some
Hey.
weird, dude. Juve won titles without strikers for years.
Those guys all have more scudettos than
Lorenzo
Di Natale.
Insigne.
Then fucking the Totti.
Who's another good one? Christian Maggio. I don't know if that.
Yeah, well-
kind of.
Hey, Maggio was sick.
I think we're
Listen,
gonna have to end this game because everyone.
I think everyone's just really good at this, so it's like
doing too well.
Giuseppe Rossi,
Yeah, but he's.
Enigma, is still kind of there doing advertisements for Italian video games now on Instagram.
Giuseppe Rossi still. Hey. He still got it.
he signed.
He might. Spal. I still got faith. He's 36 this year. I still got faith, bro. Bring him up.
Somebody has to. I guess.
Call him up, Mancini.
He'll put it. He'll put it together at some point, bro. He'll put it together at some point, bro. Giuseppe Rossi, his knee's gonna hold up at one point in time, bro. He's gonna score 10 goals again. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck, man. He just won't quit. God's been giving it. You know, like just, when you just won't get the hint.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for that guy.
it's like in out. Like Fiorentina takes a break. Sporting Kansas City.
It's been over for 10 years.
Yeah, like
it's been over for 10 years. It's terrible. 8 years. After the 2014 World Cup, when he got injured, right before that, it was over.
I don't think he has a knee anymore. Like it's non-existent.
I think, yeah, I wonder if he had actually, dude, if he had played for us in the 2014 World Cup. Sometimes I think about this. I've thought about this before. I wonder how differently it would have. I wonder how differently our history over the last 10 years as a national team would have looked. I really think he might have brought something really special to that team. I think, him and Balotelli playing together.
Well, I was gonna say,
he's
like,
27 years old.
Like, who's on that team there? You look, okay, yeah, Balotelli, El Young Immobile,
It wasn't a bad team, but we didn't get out of the
Insigne,
group, and I feel
yeah.
like everything. I don't know, it just kind of
Cassano.
things started getting bad after that. Cassano was on that team.
Yeah, he's there.
I think the game's done. Whatever. All right.
All right.
Everyone wins. All right. Whatever. I thought it would be a little bit more quick fire and people it would fizzle out real quick. I don't know. It was cool. Anything you guys want to plug? Yesterday there was a guy who came on the show who plugged his construction business at the end of the show. You have anything you want to plug?
What's his business?
Fatro Construction. Yeah, Fatro. If you live in the GTA and you want to have a house built, you call Fatro Construction. Vincenzo Artisano and family will do it for you.
Respect.
Yeah. You have anything you guys want to plug? You guys don't have the pod anymore, but before we
Yeah.
wrap here.
That's what I was gonna say. We're a bunch of bums now, so
Yeah,
it's
we don't-
like,
Yeah.
what is there to plug?
I guess just maybe a moment of gratitude, just to thank you for everyone that did listen. If you're somehow found yourself from Stereo Serie A to the Calcio podcast, I guess Thanks for listening. It was good times. I feel like I'm speaking directly to Sam. If you found yourself early on listening to Stereo Serie A and now you're doing the Calcio Party, thanks, man.
No, thanks, Matt, and thank you guys. Thank you guys for setting the bar so low that I realized anything was possible.
That's what we aim to do.
Yeah, no, this was cool, guys. I appreciate you doing it, Grossi. Yeah, so if you're a legal professional, do you think could your wife to be's a lawyer? Does she not have like? Would she be willing to drive down to Waterloo maybe and try to sort some things out, smooth it over, or is it like one of those things that it's like beyond the point of no return? Like there is no
Here's the
statute of
thing.
limitations.
I mean,
I'm only gonna square up with Waterloo if my son wants to go to Waterloo for university, or else I'm never going back to the Lou.
All right.
They lost me and I lost them, and that's how it goes.
All right. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys being so open and honest and so willing to broach very uncomfortable subjects without having to be pushed in that direction and nudged. This is great. This wasn't this was cool, guys.
What do you guys have on schedule tomorrow? Where are you going in Toronto? Never mind Woodbridge. Where are you going in the GTA?
I've been here for a week, so I had a show on the weekend. I had a stand-up show on the weekend, which I came for. That was kind of like the primary motivation for me having come here at all. But then I thought I'd make a week of it because I know some people over here. I've been interacting with some people online for a while, so I wanted to record some podcasts. I'm lucky I could work pretty much from anywhere, so that's it. I wanted to see what the stand-up scene is like. But yeah, no, I'm back tomorrow. I'm going to Montreal tomorrow for Easter. It'll be fun. I had a show on Sunday. I was telling the boys before you got on. I was doing an Italian comedy competition where a bunch of people brought their families and their uncles and their aunts and their grandparents and shit. And I talked about Greek people taking it up the ass and Lorenzo Insigne fucking his wife from behind. And and I got a lot of laughs, but I didn't win. Instead, a guy who brought an accordion won, bro. So
Hey, an accordion is impressive.
I
This is very impressive.
I should have brought the mandolin on stage. I'm pissed I didn't.
Also, what is the Toronto stand-up scene like?
I mean, listen, man. The open mic scenes anywhere are not glorious. They all kind of fucking suck, but you kind of just got to do it to do it. I think in Toronto there's more volume, like there's more opportunities to actually do it, which is good. You know, Montreal being half French and all, like limits the opportunities a little bit, but it's bigger, so it's harder to take over. That's one thing I'm noticing. I don't know. Yeah, it's not that far away. I might come back periodically. I don't know if I'll ever wind up living here or for a short period of time, maybe as I'm sort of new to stand up. I'm like about a year in, so I don't know. I'm open to it, So I just wanted to sort of see what's up. And no, I mean it's equally depressing in pretty much any city I've realized, which is kind of good. Makes me feel a little bit better about living in Montreal, where the stand up scene is not glorious. It isn't anywhere. You just got to do it to do it. So
I give you credit because, in all honesty, I think that's probably the most difficult thing to do. Get up with just and try to make people laugh like that. That takes balls.
Well, I don't know about that. Gizmo dyes metal. I think it's a little harder to do. I think it requires a little bit more.
No.
We were talking about that before you guys jumped on. But I know what you mean. But no, it's harder to be a fucking brain surgeon. It's one of the it's a great job for lazy people. But you gotta in order to have a job you gotta, I guess, be good at it. I suppose. But it's weird. It's a weird job because a lot of people are incredibly delusional and they think that they should do it. And maybe I'm one of those people. I don't fucking know. It's weird. For a long time, you don't know if you're delusional or if you're just unlucky or if you're just you're getting ready to blossom or if it's gonna fucking just completely rot. You have no idea. So it is a little weird in that sense. There's not a lot of security, but I mean, if you're only doing that as a career in the beginning, I mean, you're really fucking up against it. You got to find another way to make money as well. So it's not really a career yet. But I appreciate you saying so. That's me not being able to take a compliment, is what that is. I don't know, just going on a run-on sentence. I appreciate you guys doing this. If you want to tune into the pod again next week, you could subscribe to us. If you're new, any little bit of this is kind of weird. I'm doing this with the guy still on the fucking phone line over here. But any interaction at all is helpful. Fucking leave a comment, like, downvote. Doesn't matter. Apparently, it all helps us. So do one of those things. Do all of them. I don't care. Say this guy's just Thrones. I don't care. He doesn't shut up. What kind of drugs do you think Rossi was on? Was it Ambien? Are they legal? Are they illegal? Is it was it a real poor advertisement for parenthood and what it does to people? I don't know. Leave a comment. Comment something. Comment something. It helps us a great deal. I always suck at ending podcasts. I never know what the fuck to do, and I just wind up going on these like long run-on sentences. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't know what my ad is at the time of recording. I don't know if it's going to be at Calcio Podcast or if it's going to be at something else. It might be at Sam Adamo. I don't know if I pulled the old switcheroo yet. We're changing the pod name in a week. I don't know if this is before or after that. We'll see.
Just cue the Pinot Dange.
Cue the Pino Dange. Yeah. Marco, the intern Principe. I appreciate you coming on. Gizmo, Adamo Principe. I appreciate you coming on, bro. I appreciate you having me in the this fine fucking little establishment. Dude, this is a nicer studio than I have over here. This is fantastic. I appreciate you, letting me into your home in Etobicoke, and I appreciate you having me on, boys. Thanks for calling in, Grossi, Kuba. Thanks a lot.
Oh, bro, thanks for having us.
Thanks
I
for
wish I
having
could have
us.
talked more, but I'm half asleep. I'm just ruined off of Tylenol, boys. I'm sorry here.
What did you fucking spike the poutine with?
Buddy, I'm going to the dispensary, man. I've been taking Tylenol in my life.
No,
Thanks.
This cold inside is Tylenol is kicking my ass. I've been sick for over a week. It's no joke.
Enjoy the buzz. Listeners, we'll catch you soon. A la próxima. Till next time, we'll catch you soon. Ciao.